Hello, welcome back to SVSU Esports. Tonight we have Valorant, who's made it to first match playoffs.
We're streaming 18 for Valorant here. Welcome everybody to the Live Center or on stream. If you're watching from at home, thank you for being here. We're going to start off on Ascent. One of the favorites, a real comfort pick for a lot of Valorant teams, and that goes for our team as well.
Currently, we'll be having SVSU on the red team. Not entirely sure if the names are correct, but we can't actually see the OBS.
Cover going out.
Right into this round, seeing SVSU already starting to push out on the B site, sending a bunch of people up mid, trying to get that pulse going to take a bunch of space.
Man, really dynamic right off the start. If you are new to Valorant here, aim of the game is to aim, shoot people and use your abilities. And plant the bomb if you're attacking, defend it if you are defending. As you can see, the defense already starting to start a lot of utility here, getting some kills on it, down to one man. We got respect on the board with a ghost. 1v4 is gonna be a little bit difficult, getting two there through the wall. All of the enemy team a little bit low here, so it should be one shot to the head for each of them. Oh, beautiful flick. There's stuff going out for the smoke there for Louisiana Tech.
Zoman doesn't seem to know that he's sitting in the smoke, not really expecting Spec to still be pushed up too close. However, the smoke's about to go down. Louisiana Tech sort of having to worry a bit about how they're going to get on the site.
One enemy remaining.
Another fourth coming out from Spec. Just one left. Is he going to get the ace and flush to start it off? The Skybird flash coming out just in case the owen's on the left side. Oh, this hurts. This hurts. He doesn't know he's on the left side from defender spawn. Please turn around, sir.
Turn around.
How have they not?
Turn around. Oh, the Omen doesn't look.
The Omen. Oh,
The Omen doesn't look.
Oh, this hurts.
There's only 23 seconds left on the clock.
The Omen's
The diffuser. Why do you say the better here?
Where did I get this powerful?
Starting off the 1v5. Let's go. Beautiful stuff.
If anyone was watching the minimap at any point, both of the players' line of sights were dancing just barely out of sight of each other that entire time.
Right off the start.
That is a round to start with.
That is
that way.
Exactly what you want to see. Louisiana rushing out right off the bat, trying to take mid control, getting a whole bunch of kills, taking out 80% of our team. But Spec managing to clutch up with 5 ghost headshots. What a beautiful performance to start off the night.
Also having to peek out literally one tap to even to the body after getting shot through the wall a few times. Now we're going to see SVSU going on to A site. Going
to be kind of a rough execute here with 3 defenders. Obviously, defenders kind of have the advantage. If you have to run into them, they can just kind of stay there and wait for you. So if they have the numbers advantage, it's really hard to push on site. 3 of them here, push on, getting kills right off the bat. We're taking some damage, but it does look like things will be relatively easy here for getting the bomb down.
An absolutely beautiful engage advantage on the site. The Rays taking this fire by Tentacle. The rest of SVSU deciding to push up and take advantage of this late confusion. Now we're going to be seeing most of Louisiana rotating. We've got one coming from Heights. We do see the shorty
enemy remaining.
take a pick though, but it's going to be taken right back from SVSU.
Going to be positioning around, trying to watch everything, making sure they don't get flanked, as we saw with the Omen with the shorty. Only one left. He will be in heaven. Should be positioned to go for it. Gonna jump out into two of us. Manages to get one kill, but should be
Out of charges.
a little bit of damage for our economy. We have to obviously buy guns between rounds, but a good solid round for us. We're going to be going likely for a bonus. Use the guns we already have and not try to overbuy too much. If we do manage to get this round with slightly worse guns, we will be in a very good spot economically, and even if we lose, we will still have plenty of cash.
That we will. SVSU showing a very dominant start to the first bit of this. It looked a bit rough for us going in the first round, but then we had Spec coming out with an absolutely beautiful rest of the pistol round. Now we're going to be seeing SVSU sort of looking for more of a fault, taking some sight up mid. We're going to be seeing an early firefight, and Jurassic ends up taking a pick on Spec. So she's going to be picking up that Phantom. It's going to be down 2 for SVSU now, going 3 to 5 as they try and figure out which side they're going for.
So this is a familiar situation. Louisiana pushing mid right off the bat, getting kills. I'm not going to say it worked out for us last time, but we did see just barely peeking, just getting to see his head jumps over the box. A beautiful shot from Slade, getting the pick there on the jump. Going to be going up 4 to 3, 2 to 3, or 2 to 4 in Louisiana's favor. Getting some damage out. 1 versus 3. It's going to be up to Ashton, surrounded on all sides. It's going to be rough. Looks like Omen might be able to catch him from behind.
Not really.
Going for the shock dart.
Gonna be running on there.
Yeah, and kill coming out there for the from the Louisiana Jet. Going to be a somewhat expected. As we said, we had worse guns for that round, but we still have plenty enough to buy for this one. So this will be the first. Actually, Louisiana might not be able to buy guns for everybody, but it will be roughly equal. SVSU 2-1 so far in the half. We'll have the advantage when we see the first gun round of the game.
That we are. Louisiana's probably just going to be trying to figure out what SVSU's style of attacking is, and little do they know, it's I don't know, I can't call what we have a plan. It is more we take space, we take advantage of the fact that we get to control the map, and the defenders normally can't answer it.
Cardinals very tendency having going for momentum based, kind of what we got here.
Spike carriers down.
We start winning rounds and we start winning more.
Attacker
Start losing, it can be rough to get out of that hole.
We're seeing a few picks coming out from mid, and that poor Omen not knowing. Jesus is right there, and we see the Jet getting ready. KO sending out a flash. Even though they're sitting in the corner, but still flicks in time.
Manages to get both of them. Of course, if you are blind, you can still shoot, but if you don't know where they are, the opponent can kind of play around that. Going 2 to 2 in the half. Saginaw kind of in a rough spot. We're gonna have to eco or not buy perfect weapons this round to save money so we can buy next round. Instead of spending all your money each round to buy half as good guns like Spectres and Marshals, you simply save and only buy pistols or light SMGs like this so you have enough to buy rifles for the next round.
Stingers and Plastic Slade probably just going to be running the chamber almost Judge as opposed to, small SMG. It's going to be an interesting round. SVSU's going to be looking for more close takes. We're going to be possibly playing more aggressive because we can't really take the sight line down mid, and we hear the crowd popping off because they probably finally saw that pistol round.
Of course, we got a couple-minute delay here for competition integrity here. Going on to A site here, it's going to be a little bit rough. Again, we're going 4 of us into 3, which is not exactly optimal for an attack. Jet pushing up here very aggressively, getting out with the dash. That is Jet's strong suit. Looks like we will have to rotate back around, try to maybe go for mid. It looks like Slade gets the pick here in mid, going for the flank. Taking space.
Gonna be caught out a bit on the rotation for the rest of them, but now we have the Sky Seekers coming out from SVSU, and it's just gonna be us taking space on mid. We've got a Phantom now. We got an actual gun going into this. They're not gonna be ready for us to be positioned to rotate. Their tail just barely missing getting caught out. It's actually gonna be getting 2 for Louisiana Tech.
Pushing up mid, lots of kills coming out here for Louisiana, but we still do have an interesting space advantage. 3 to 1. Stitch with the Stinger, with armor. He hasn't been damaged yet. Oh, wall bangs coming through for Louisiana's Jet. Solid performance so far from them.
These guns
Going to be seeing 3 to 2. Not actually optimal, but SVSU is not at all behind. Lots of ults on the board, lots of chance for outplay on both sides. If we get the bomb down, and Ashton gets a kill or plants the bomb, The Sova ult is very good for post-plant situations. You can just fire your laser beam across while the enemy's trying to defuse. We also have Jesus' ult, the Ray's big rocket to get onto site as well. Slade ult to do just massive damage to the other team. This operator does incredible things. What a shot! What reaction time from Slade!
And it is Slade ult to basically just give a free almost 5,000 credit gun for killing like 8. Oh yeah. You see the payoff, and there's the actual operator getting ready for the Omen down mid. It's gonna be 4-4 for both these teams. SVSU in a slightly tough spot because they don't exactly know where they can go. Holding down B site, their best chance might be rotate A, and they're going to be trying to take space on middle for that.
Louisiana still kind of spread out here, so if we manage to get a read on that and push all together at the same time, it should be an advantage. It's just a matter of how much we've seen them, where they're placing their utility, what we can see from the defense, what information we can gather. It looks like we've decided A is the way to go. Getting a lot of space. They're pushing the Sova back towards their spawn, taking the gardens area here.
Window, and we're getting another pick. Spec on site. Jesus takes out the jet in return, so it's going to be 2-2.
Rotates coming out here. Oh, we have somewhat of a sneaky play in mid. Gets damaged, but does get the kill for Slade.
30 seconds
Might
left.
just rotate over to B. They know the Sova's on A. We've seen the shock darts come out. They're just going to rotate over there. Although Sova might just be ready. They'll see each other pretty quickly here. Oh, the little ring around the rosy. They don't quite see each other.
This happens so many times. It's just going to give me anxiety. That's all it's going to do.
Spectating Valorant can be somewhat of a stressful experience. But we do have someone behind Jesus in kind of that off angle. Will be very difficult for the Sova to take this fight.
Looks like they'll possibly be debating on just peeking at the same time, so that way if one of them gets taken out, the other gets the pick. Sova not really knowing what's going on here.
Throwing out the classic, trying to confuse the Sova, but he wasn't on site. Well, bringing out a beautiful peek from Jesus, getting that final kill there. That's what you like to see. Trying to mess with the opponent, make him think you're everywhere, make him think you're nowhere, and just wait for him to make a move. When you're playing defense, when you get the bomb down on attack, you are defending the bomb, kind of flipping the roles. Beautiful stuff, beautiful patience from both of our players there. Going to see a full buy from both teams here for the most part. Still a couple of us hovering pistols. Should be another exciting round. 3-3.5. This has so far been a very close match. Still ults on the board. A little bit more on the side of Louisiana. Wonder how they're going to use those.
We'll have to find out going into it. SVSU still going for their sort of default pick coverage. Oh, never mind. I didn't even notice 4 of us were stacked on A. They're just hard rushing it. Look at all those utilities we're throwing out.
The full rush on B, and Louisiana isn't there at all. The Skydog clearing out most of the angles. They got to go fast. Louisiana was not prepared for this. They were expecting us to push mid or A, but it's just not coming out. Here comes Spec, taking a whole bunch of space there. The Omen smokes to block line of sight for Louisiana. We're pushed up all the way towards their spawn, about to peek that. Getting a little aggressive. Unfortunately, the Sky Flash kind of bouncing around the map geometry there, not going through the doorway. Unfortunate pick there. 3-4 in Louisiana's favor right now.
Picking Jesus out.
Last player standing.
It's just going to be 1 left against 3 of them. Stitch going to have his work cut out for him here, hiding in the smoke.
Not much health, but a teleport to try to outplay them. Oh, unfortunately, again. They just don't barely see each other. Oh.
It's like, what is that, 5? 5
Happened many times.
Someone get a counter going.
It's been just about the majority here. Louisiana going up 4-3. I really like what we did there. Most teams in Valorant tend to push either A or peek around mid. B is a little harder for attackers to push because that very narrow choke point. They all have to go through that narrow passageway to get towards site, and then there's the little doorway, and there's a lot of angles to clear. Very difficult when you have to keep your crosshair, try to figure out where they are, whilst the defenders know exactly where you are. Very difficult to push into B site without getting your head blown off.
We do see a Guardian coming out from Slade, a bit of a cheaper weapon. Does still 1 tap to the head, but however, it's only semi-automatic, so you've got tap fire with it. The jet is pushing super aggro, forcing Slade all the way back to spawn.
It's extremely interesting. You almost never see teams do this, especially in mid, that wide open space. Very interesting stuff from Louisiana. So far worked out for them. We've not been ready. Flash coming out there, getting Slade, but we are still in somewhat of an advantageous position. I think we're pushing spawn, but we don't necessarily know.
2 of us left behind, however. Ashton takes a pick on the jet.
Kills coming out there. It's going to be 4-3 in Louisiana's favor. We got the spike down. We know where they are. We see 2 of them over there.
Yeah, we're just not going to be able to challenge that operator with only, well, with the guns we have, I should say, because we've only got a sheriff, and I don't even know what the other one is. Probably like a stinger to our name.
Only a Spectre and a sheriff. Weird position. You see Louisiana both on their side of the map and in our spawn. We got, oh, beautiful trigger discipline.
Standing.
But he turns at the last second. He didn't shoot him right off the bat because he wanted to get 2 and see where both of them were before taking the shot. But Louisiana turned just at that moment. What an unfortunate situation.
I'm counting that one. That one counts. That's close enough.
That counts. Very unfortunate there. The team's still in a pretty solid economic position. We obviously can still buy the operator. Very difficult, very expensive weapon. But shooting heads, a little more difficult than shooting the body. And the operator, that big sniper rifle, can just one tap to the body, just one shot to the body, very easy. That's why it costs so much money. And if the defense has that, they can hold an angle. And if you peek it, you're gone. You don't even have to click the tiny head. They can just click anywhere on your body except your legs. So very powerful weapon, especially on defense.
And now we're going to be seeing SVSU once again going for a default push. An interesting thing that Tech isn't doing. Normally you just set the op up on mid, but they feel confident enough in their Omen and KO's abilities apparently to on mid. And we see 2 picks coming out from Louisiana Tech, and 1 coming out from SVSU. Stitch getting a beautiful pick on the KO. 3-4. Make that 3-3 as Slade takes out another one. Jet, Grassic's gone. Go back to your time period.
Kill as well coming out onto Slade there, going to be 3-2. Gonna be seeing something interesting. I don't think they're ready for him on this box. They're gonna peek there off the bat. Teleports out. That is Chamber's main focus, is take risky plays and then teleport out safely. The Sova drone here to check where they are, as well as the Omen utility. It's going to be very difficult for us to push. Oh, the shot there coming through. Managing to get the Omen teleport onto site, getting the kill there. Stitch in somewhat of a rough spot, 2v1 here. Does have some stuff to work with. The Omen ult can be very tricky, teleports anywhere on the map. So he could take the bomb to the other side, but he wants maybe to get a kill here. Oh, they're right next to each other, the Chamber and the Omen. It's Pink Panther time, baby. What's Stitch gonna do? They have a general idea.
Chamber still sitting in the same corner.
Kill coming out there.
It's a slight reverse of what we had, I believe, 2 rounds ago, where it was Stitch in that situation. Apparently, it's just a very annoying angle.
It's somewhat strange, that little lip, if you crouch there. They can't see you until they're on the very edge. SVSU somewhat losing the momentum here. Have to do an eco for this next round, buying worse weapons, trying to make it work, saving for the next round. That Marshall, though, still can one shot to the head and has a scope, especially in that long-range mid area. We will see Slade take up that position on the other side. Can still do damage if you hit your shots. It's just just a bigger skill requirement while the rest of the team pushes B. So far, no kills. Louisiana going back to their default of push mid aggressively. Puts a lot of pressure on anyone else pushing A or B because they're gonna be shot from the back. Beautiful shot from Slade there. That's what I talked about. That headshot coming out.
Nearly swapping the pistol, but not being ready for the Jets to start pushing aggro. Now we see SVSU. So what is happening with that boom bot?
I have no idea. Got stuck on some map geometry. Interesting boombot things.
I've got your track.
See the Omen TP possibly coming out from Stitch, going straight to mid. And now we're going to be seeing Jurassic taking another pick coming up from behind SVSU. They're not going to be ready for Stitch coming from their side spawn on mid. The Chamber doesn't exactly know who's behind him.
Getting somewhat of a flank here. It's 3v3, 2 on site, so if they push now, they'll have an advantage, but they do have someone behind. I don't think they know he's there. I don't think they'll need the flank, though.
They won't, but honestly, if he starts pushing on the point, the Omen doesn't actually expect him to be coming from Garden.
We gotta peek at the same time here.
He
has the gun advantage. We have to peek it. Ah, beautiful shot from Stitch there. No chance for the Sova to check both angles at the same time. Easy kill there.
And now we're going to be picking up the operator for SVSU side. That's a free 4,900 credits. We don't even need to worry about spending. Slade's going to have more than enough to probably buy himself and a teammate next round.
Still sitting on that Sova ult. If we can get that bomb down and Sova in a safe position, that'll be huge. The Jet and Omen ults for the other team. Very good for economy. Jet can just use knives instead of a gun and can save money for next round. And Omen has that mix-up with the TP. TP anywhere on the map, and then the enemy is always watching their backs.
But now they've
difficult.
Swapped up which side of the chamber with the operators on. He's going to be watching A side this time.
while the rest of the team pushes A as well. But stacking that site again, it always seems like Louisiana is there when we don't want them to be, and it always seems like SVSU manages to get there, losing our operator mid, but getting site control for free should be able to get a relatively easy plant.
Jet trying to go for a pretty cheeky ultimate. Stitch calling it out almost immediately at the beginning. We're seeing Jesus get shot through the wall because they sort of expect them to be there. Tech's gonna have a hard time getting back on the site. However, the Silva arrow ends up taking one. Shock dart being just enough to finish off. Bastion taking some peeks on the ones that haven't, and now we're gonna be seeing SVSU sort of playing the slow defense.
Builds coming out there, going 2-2. A little bit difficult. Damage on to Louisiana's chamber here. They're gonna have kind of an advantage. They're taking the space, tapping the spike to make us think we're defusing it. Kill comes out there, beautiful information gathering, and a 4K from Spec to finish it off, dancing around cover there. Great stuff when the timer is low on the bomb and you have to put your weapon away to defuse it. Makes for a very difficult situation, very advantageous for attackers there.
Talking about just like performances in general, Spec has been popping off 2 rounds, had an ace already, another 4K just now. Whenever SVSU needs it, he's ready. And now we're going to be seeing SVSU having a whole lot better guns, hands to the shorty. Actually, the Chamber's going to have his ultimate. We don't have sound. We can't hear the voice line if he ends up doing it. We're just assuming. Chamber's going to have his ult, but he's going to have the shorty to fall back on just in case. The KO knife just barely missing SVSU as we see 3 of us getting ready for B site, sending 1 up mid. That'll make that 4, 2 of us for stacking. And we see Slade getting a beautiful pick on the Chamber in mid. It's going to be 4-4 as Spec goes down.
Still kind of spread out around the map here. We've taken our chances mid, now trying to push B. Again, not often push, but it is a mix-up. We saw Louisiana in the past not put anyone on that site last time, but now they're holding it very well. Omen pushing up and taking 5, a full ace coming out there for Louisiana's Omen. Aces traded now. Both teams have one.
Yeah, we have 7-5 going into just, I believe, 1 more round. No, actually,
this is the first round of the second half. Now we will be switching over to the blue color. We will be on defense now. Get to see all the strategies Louisiana was doing now in our hands, and vice versa.
I was like, math isn't adding up for some reason. Something's wrong here.
On pistol rounds, everyone gets 800, which is about enough for either a pistol or light armor, depending on what you want. Often the Ghost is bought because it'll one-tap unarmored opponents to the head. We'll also see usually a few abilities bought with the extra money you have from paying 500 for a Ghost. You have 300 extra for abilities. Should be interesting. Big emphasis on aim in pistol rounds when you have fewer abilities to work with.
We're going to be seeing Louisiana Tech sort of mainly going for a B site, covering mid as well. Sky Flash coming out. SVSU might be peeking early. We might have a pretty quick engage here. The Silva not really going to be expecting 2 of us. We're going to be expecting at least 1.
And we definitely don't expect him to be pushed up that far. Trading 1 for 1. They're going to be 3-4 in Louisiana's favor. Going to be a lot of damage though on us. Going to be very difficult managing to trade again. Just back and forth for both teams here. Managing to take space, getting the spike down on B side. We're gonna have to retake this here. First kill coming out there, but both of our guys on low health. 1 shot to the body for both of them. Plenty of health on Louisiana side. Going to be kind of difficult here.
Last player
Gotta
standing.
slowly use their abilities. Kill coming through there from Sarko on Jesus. Damage coming out. Both of us very low.
He's sort of expecting the Omen in the corner. That's the only spot he can be, but he's not checking entirely. Both of them just staring at each other for a second.
Expecting the Omen to teleport out, but it looks like he didn't have one. And Slade will be able to clutch that up. Unexpected, but very welcome taking the first round. That'll put SVSU in a very good position. We'll be able to buy better weapons. And Louisiana will have to do an eco round. Very difficult position. Should be a free round for us.
Can I count that? Does that go on the counter? I feel like it goes in the counter.
We'll count that as a little ring around the rosy action of two people on the other teams just barely not seeing each
Because
other.
also at one point, Stitch was coming out of his smoke, and the chamber was standing right next to the smoke.
It seems to happen quite often, Val.
It does.
Especially with the eyes.
The pistol rounds. It seems like Louisiana Tech is not as fast as reacting to people being where they're not expecting them to be, but as soon as they expect them to be there is when it becomes an issue.
Louisiana doing a very good job with, I want to say, their team strategy, honestly. Pushing interesting things, but SVSU kind of has that spice factor, that clutch factor that it takes. sometimes to get these rounds, as we saw with the first round. Going into this one now, going to be spread out, what we would call a default, with the attackers spread out kind of across the map, pushing different sites. Looks like not going to work out for them when they have the gun disadvantage. Usually you see more interesting strategies here, but it looks like they're just going to slowly get picked off one by one as we see the first one come out here. So with Drone taking some space, trying to see what's up. Looks like they do have control of A. Maybe SVSU rotated a little too preemptively. The Marshall kill coming out there.
And now it's just going to be 4-3. SVSU still leading the kills. Never mind, make that 3-3. However, Texas has most of the map control, and A is going to actually be catching Slay down the road.
Somehow managing it. Fighting together here. Beautiful stuff from our Omen and Sky. That's what you want to see. Covering each other, making sure everyone gets shot. We will have somewhat of a gun advantage here. Well, at Marshall, it'll be difficult for us to get close, but if we can, we do have the smokes there. We really probably should take a second to smoke off this angle. This is really dangerous.
That's what you need to do here is just keep spraying down. Eventually, the Omen will die. They got 2 Spectres. If he takes a second to peek one of them for too long, the other's going to get him. So they felt confident of just being able to walk up, spray through the wall, eventually whittle him down one by one.
I suppose it is a much more difficult weapon to use. Going into this next round, we will likely just be keeping these Spectres that we have. Of course, the bonus round, keeping what you got, not overbuying, for the chance of a very good econ. Going into the fourth round of the half?
I believe it's the 4th round of the half. It's 14. Wait, third.
Going into
half,
the fourth round.
third.
This is the third.
Yes.
As we can see, just kind of half buying weapons here.
I'd like to point out, Slade has the candy cane again.
Slade does have a candy cane. Our lovely caster Puff here, very enamored with the candy cane. Fun fact, I am not quite sure how it's done, but if you hit the wall a whole bunch of times, like 40 or 50 times, the candy cane will break.
And then it actually works the knife. Now when you see SVSU playing a bit aggressive, acting like they're on attackers, Spec has an absolutely beautiful push with Stitch, getting 3 down within the first like 10 seconds.
Louisiana finding some kills in return, but I don't think it'll be enough. We have control of the spike. That means they will have to come to us and make so they can go plant it. We're all the way in their spawn. People spread out on all corners of the map here. Very interesting. It'll likely be somebody getting shot in the back.
But we do have, I believe, Ashton is on the sofa. That it is coming up behind the chamber. He doesn't know he's there yet. The chamber has indeed picked up the spike.
Oh no, then neither of them know. He's getting a better weapon. He's got the Vandal. They'll push each other. Beautiful shot from Ashton there.
One left. He might have some sort. He does not know where the Omen is. The Omen just managed to tell. Did the Omen have ult?
The Omen
had ult.
He can teleport onto the spike, grab it, cancel his ult, and he will have it.
It is. He's going to be just going to B site because he thinks Ashton might be rotating to A. It's going to be very war of attrition last bit here.
What a call out from Ashton, though, going back to B site, hearing it. There's the plant. He can hear that.
30 seconds left.
I think Ashton will be here sooner than the Omen expects. The Omen, yep, going for something of a setup, probably sitting there about to place a smoke, but Ashton getting there in time to catch him off guard. That'll be 8-7 so far in SVSU's favor, taking the first 3 of the half, even after buying worse weapons there. That is an absolutely massive round for them. Louisiana will likely have to econ this round, while SVSU full buys weapons. Been enamored by some of these strategies from Louisiana. This has been an absolute delight of a Valorant match to watch. The hard pushes, the clutches on both sides. We've seen some very beautiful stuff here. Looks like
timeout coming out.
First timeout.
Going down the side of Louisiana.
I'm very interested kind of in these team comps as well. A lot of common picks here. The Jett versus Raze is always interesting. Jett has been at the top of the meta for a very long time with the ability to dash out very quickly because the gunplay in this game is very fast. Jett can push an angle, hold it aggressively with an op, take the shot, and immediately after taking the shot, dash out, which makes her very powerful, but lacks some of the team utility. All Jett's abilities really only benefit herself. Whilst on our team, we have a Raze instead in the duelist category. Raze can throw her boombot and her grenades to take space a little more aggressively, which I think is honestly a little more interesting to watch from a strategy perspective. But Jett, of course, having that pop-off potential with the Jett knives, her ult as well, is very fascinating to watch. She can shoot from the air, whilst unlike other weapons, the bullets kind of spray everywhere if you're moving or jumping. Jett can use her updraft ability to get some flashy plays. Everything else kind of similar, though, from both teams. we'll be seeing a push here onto B. Speaking of strategy, the full aggressive push here, trying to mix it up. SVSU might rotate pretty quickly here, or they'll call the bluff. Both teams rotating more towards mid here. Louisiana not quite sure what to do. The smoke coming out right off the bat from our Omen, I think, really caught them off guard. I don't think they were expecting too much resistance on this side of the map. There'll be a slowdown in the round for Louisiana, just trying to see where people are. The Dova Recon Arrow getting the read on one of them here. We'll have somewhat of an idea. Slade holding this angle. He hold this all by himself, going for the shot. And he's not going to know. Kind of hard to peek because the weapon is so slow. You don't want to peek an angle. Go try to look at them. You want to hold the angle and have them peek you. So him to go peek himself. Pushing out there with the Vandal, getting one kill, trading, and getting a whole bunch of information. Seeing two more of them there. We know we're on that side of the map. SVSU managing to rotate there before they can get the spike down and get some defense down on the map. Spraying through the smoke, trying to see if they're there. Pushing on site, they might just rotate back out. Although, I don't know if they know Passion's here or not. The ult coming out from Jesus, finding one, putting them in a terrible spot, and what a shot! The one bullet coming out there right before he takes out his grenade. I don't think he expected to hit that. It's going to be 4-1 in favor, and Ashton finding the last one, make that 4-0 in SVSU's favor. They're on an absolute roll. They have not lost a round so far in this half. Beautiful defensive play, beautiful rotations, stopping the initial aggression onto B site, and a very solid cleanup, rotating to A to stop their push there. Beautiful stuff and beautiful shots from everyone, especially Jesus. What a shot there. Going to be seeing this next round here as well, a gun round for both teams. Going to be hopefully very interesting. Slade having the operator, that's a big advantage for SVSU in these rounds. I'm going to go for a little bit more of an aggressive mid push as Louisiana's been doing here. Although they're going back for the B. I don't think we expected them to push aggressively twice. The Omen Blind coming through here, trying to take some space. We got one man on site, but he's been pinged and he'll go down quickly. It's very hard to kill three people all holding that angle at the same time. Going to get the spike down and getting 3 to 4, never mind, in Louisiana's favor. Be still very difficult and disadvantaged. Have to push on here. We will be ready though. All of us were rotated onto the side. We will have the boom bot to take some space here. Well, beautiful setup from Louisiana.
Sitting on the box and Omen joining him. Now this can be a thing of SVSU sort of trying to figure out where the defenders are. Because this is an unorthodox placement. We're going to be seeing Jurassic taking a pick on our Slade, so that's going to be our off-down. 4 left into this. The Jet push up a bit aggro, and now they're going to be feeling okay to send a few people up when we finish off the round. First round in this half for them.
Good try from SVSU, managing to get one kill there on the push. Though, however, losing 3. I believe they will have still enough, to buy full rifles there. The two, you can see, Phantom and Vandal, both 2,900. Both can one shot to the head. Phantom only a close range, but has a bunch of other advantages. Kind of the bread and butter. Shoot very fast, one shot to the head. That is about all you can ask. Only thing we would ask is one shot to the body, which is reserved for the operator. So if we're talking about a full buy, it's usually those two weapons. Going back again to be for the 3rd round in a row. The KO knife getting stitched, so he can't smoke off that angle. To make it a little bit more difficult, we're going to invest Sova ult, try to take some space and get some damage right off the bat. Doesn't look like it finds too much. Sprays through the smoke, gets 2 there from Stitch as they smoke him off.
And it's going to be 2 to 3 with the KO ult still up on this. Actually, I think it's not. Okay. Anyway, it's just going to be. It looks like it's gone. It's going to be 2 left. However, Louisiana Tech is very low here. It's just you having both Slade and I forgot.
Spike planted.
Left. Both at full health. Boombot going in and try and give him some more sight lines.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
Omen's somewhat of a weird spot.
It is. He likes that spot. He likes to plant and then take that sight line because he knows they're going to start trying to push soon. However, I don't believe their KO knew where Jesus was, but now they're aware. He's expecting him from that right side. He's just still crouch walking near those boxes. This hurts.
Man. Oh, it's gonna be whoever sees who first. It doesn't matter how much health you have. You can get shot in the back, straight to the box. Beautiful call out from Jesus. There should have plenty of time to defuse the bomb.
That he is.
Going up 10 to 8 in the half.
Beautiful, not really comeback for SVSU, but sort of a comeback. Seems we were down going into this, and now they've really started to shine on defense.
We saw previously pretty ill-favored if you look at the left side there of the KDA. In past couple of rounds, or past part of the match, Louisiana had way more kills, but now it's evened up way more. Should be relatively even on both sides. But SVSU getting the rounds far more than Louisiana. At the end of the day, it's all about who can plant or defuse that spike, even if the other team has a few more kills.
It is now we're going to be seeing this time Louisiana deciding to not just rush B.
There they
2
are.
on B, 3 on A. Going to be sort of taking it a bit slower this round, trying to figure out where SVSU is. We see their chamber starting to go up mid. This might be another one of those options. Slade ready for a push up. You see this guy flash coming in. Ray's going straight in. Jesus sending the ults, not expecting the KO behind him, but now it's going to be just barely missing those headshots on spec.
Getting two there from the chamber, taking out both of our A players. We'll have to rotate over there so it's not the not empty. Wow, the rest of actually maybe predicting that we'll have to rotate over to that side of the map. Louisiana pushing over towards B. They've really been favoring that, which is again very strange for Valorant players. They're not really used to that. Slade getting that kill in mid, beautiful stuff there. Going 3 to 4, and as we've seen for the past couple of rounds, SVSU having to retake on B site, a man down. Be a little difficult. We do have plenty of utility. Here we have the flash for a moment to be able to blind the other team so we can get in there. We have the Sova utility to grab info, and Chamber just to kill people, as Chamber does.
Yes, he does, and now we're going to be seeing SVSU sort of waiting out some of that utility, pushing it a bit slower. Some Louisiana Tech might just whip a good amount of it, because like that Silver arrow did nothing.
Oh,
and
look.
now we're going to be seeing possibly a flank. Is that Omen coming up?
That is.
Windows?
Oh, he's going for the sneak. Yeah, oh, we have to push in quickly or we'll get shot in the back. Goes down. There's the first kill for him. But gets traded out. 2 to 2.
Last player
Make a
standing.
difference. So Grass is sitting on the box.
And kills. I think Slade probably saw his man go down and was ready to take the fight with Jet on the box. Was not expecting Sova to push there from backside.
But now we're going to be seeing the chamber ult Tour de Force coming out. Unlike the operator, this can also one-shot to the legs, I believe.
That is true. It is an operator in every sense, but plus in all the stats. It shoots way faster. You can pull the gun out faster. I think the movement penalty's a little bit less. That doesn't matter too terribly much. Only downside, it only has 5 shots.
It does, however, drop a slow on kill, so that normally cuts off the choke point if they're going for a choke point. But now we see, as opposed to what they were doing in previous rounds, all of Louisiana Tech just hard pushing A.
And it's just you pulling Louisiana and pushing mid aggressively. Looks like they liked that play and are trying it out for themselves. No players on either side saw each other before the bomb went down, it looks like. Or before the site was taken. Kills coming out. SVSU, I think, completely on the back foot. They were fully invested in taking mid and were not ready for the A push there.
Spike planted.
Jet, not gonna be ready for the TP behind him.
Oh.
I take back everything I said. Entirely ready for it. Don't know what that TP was.
What a shot from Slade. Going to be going into a 3v1 here for the rest of the round. Probably just saving his Phantom. Of course, as we've seen, you can take guns into the next round.
Is he saving his Phantom? It looks like he might be going for it.
I don't know.
He's debating on it. He's thinking about it.
Still that ult, but as we said, ult is the operators are defensive weapons.
John looks like Slate's gonna be going for it. The Silver is killing him. He can get shot from the rafters, but he doesn't manage to take out 3, so that's gonna be a big hit to the econ of Louisiana Tech going this next round.
Sova sprayed him through the ground
Yeah,
there.
he sprayed him through the ground.
And got the headshot from below.
He was at a slightly different angle, but Slade hadn't moved from when the dart hit him, so he could just aim for the headshot outline.
I guess so. Very solid attempt from Slade, managing to take out 3 in the 1v5. Not managing to win the round. Speaking of rounds, it'll be 10 to 10 going into this. Louisiana kind of taking back their momentum a little bit.
Do you think we're going to be seeing an overtime?
Mayhaps.
Okay, if on the off chance it's overtime, I say we're winning 17-15.
17-15? Think it'll go that far?
I think it'll go that far.
Mayhaps. Mayhaps.
For now, we're seeing them go back to their tried and true. Let's hard rush A, hit all of our abilities, and see what happens.
Interesting stuff here. Again, they just have this really solid team play of
Spike planted.
default full rush B. Not often seen. I really like the strategies from Louisiana, and I really like SVSU's adaptation. Beautiful kill there coming out from Slade. B site is pretty prone to getting flanked, and it's pretty fast to rush through mid there and get behind them. And if you get caught, it's pretty brutal. This can be somewhat of a kill zone.
Yeah, Sova is still somehow alive in that corner, finally getting taken out by Jesus with some raise utility. But that's gonna be 2 to 3 once again, still having to try and retake.
Here comes the flash. They will have the boombot to go in. They'll have some smokes to play around and get a little fancy with. Looks like he'll try to TP to a different position and try to throw him off. They might just push here. They're not looking towards him. I don't know if they know he's here.
Last player standing.
Trying to get him. Sees him, but just not managing to make it out before the spike explodes. Louisiana taking another round here. Getting to the end of it. Valorant goes to first to 13 points. Looks like we'll have to eco. Not full buy here. Hoping that we do enough damage that we can do all right in the next round and take a few in a row, which will mean it'll likely go to overtime if it doesn't quite go right here.
It is. It looks like we're gonna be seeing a sort of closer to as close as Louisiana Tech goes to default, judging from their play style, because they seem to very much like playing as a team. Once they can play as a team, they can start picking off each other. They can peek with another. If they weren't ready, if one of them was not ready for the person to be, like, say, sitting on a box, the other one will be ready for them to be sitting on a box, and that seems to be where they shine. Like how you said, their planning is absolutely immaculate. However, SVSU probably more individually skilled, I would say, from Louisiana Tech.
Looks like we've seen a lot more gunfight wins from SVSU, especially in the latter half here. Lots of headshots coming out here. Yep. Getting into it, they're pushing on a site, trying to spray him through the smoke with the stinger. The draw will go down immediately.
Spike
Running out of bullets a little bit here. Pushing on. SVSU just right off the bat, not letting them breathe. Pushing with just reckless abandon with the stingers there. Your favorite at closest range. You can get up real close to the opponent. You have the favor.
Slade just taking a random pot shot to the smoke and just actually catch the KO. We're gonna be seeing the Sofa vault coming out as sort of desperation, but we're just gonna send our Sky up.
Just full rush them with stingers. They were not ready. Normally, the tempo is you wait for them to plant, wait for the rest of your team to get there, and then push. But SVSU
Sometimes
really just exploded there.
Sometimes holding the W key is the answer.
That's going to be an absolute massive win. Winning on an eco round is always a huge bonus. We'll have a lot of credits here, saved up from last round and from winning this one.
It looks like Louisiana might not be able to fully buy everything. They might not get full shields, stuff like that. Oh, it'll be relatively close enough. Going 11-11, this is incredibly close. This is what you want to see from a game. Looks like Louisiana stacking up for another B hit. Sending one over towards A just to see what's up, although
Looks like
a little more pressure mid.
I really like the death ball they have going on. That's the best way to describe it. This feels like this is future. It is a let's send 3 in a group and find out what happens.
You played Overwatch?
We didn't.
You know, if you play
played
Overwatch, you know the team, you know the term death ball pretty well.
Seeing a slight battle of the elements up here. Neither of them going to be getting a pick, but we're going to be seeing Stitch getting a bit of damage on him.
Oh, the weird angle there, getting the kill from Slade, managing to teleport out. SVSU just going to take it and leave it, backing up, letting Louisiana come to them, not pushing aggressively. When you're up a man, no need to take risks, no need to do anything fancy.
Good chance this chamber is caught out by that Sofa dart, just barely missing him.
Right, just barely geometried that.
If I counted that, that'd technically be cheating. Slade almost, sorry, not Slade, Stitch almost ready for that chamber to take a peek, just barely missing the end of it. We're gonna be seeing Ashton trying to shoot a few shock doubts in there, maybe try and catch him, knowing he's down low health.
Really slow round here,
30
both teams taking
seconds
the time. The timer starts at 1:45, and we're down below 30 seconds here, and not much has been taken, although they are creeping onto A slowly. And SVSU is also creeping over there. Looks like it'll be somewhat of a fight. Hear the spike go down, and that's when you know. Oh, they hear the spike starting to go down. They snap. There we go, getting 2 kills right off the bat. SVSU like a dog pushing on there as soon as they get the slightest hint that there are people over there. Taking it aggressively, going 4-2.
I believe their chamber might have popped out on that.
One enemy remaining.
Shock dart coming out from Ashton. Gonna be 2 more picks coming out from SVSU, then clearing up that round. And now SVSU is going to be in the position of they only need 1 more. Meanwhile, Louisiana Tech's got to win at the very least 3 to end up finishing this game off.
And
Match point.
judging by their econ, they don't have enough to buy. Only maybe 1 or 2 of them. They're top guys, but As we'll see, yep, there's a Vandal with light armor instead of full armor, and there's a Spectre as well.
And also a classic. That's hopefully gonna be swapped out for something.
Oh, we see the Bulldog. Honestly, a personal favorite.
Very interesting gun. It's
And
got
they
a
had enough
burst
Vandal.
fire in the scope and an automatic in the unscope variation.
We're gonna be seeing all 5 on possibly just looking for a hard rush down on the B site, waiting as tad bit for the Sova dart. Possibly trying to psych out SVSU, but look at us already, stacking 3 on B, 1 down mid, and leaving just Slade to defend A on his own.
Honestly, Slade almost counts for a man and a half just by himself.
Look, we'll chalk him down for like 1.7. Good enough.
Yeah, that's about accurate. Here comes the push. Here comes all the kills as well, going 4-3, losing 2. Losing
Spike
more. It's gonna be
down,
4-2.
For SVSU.
And then that poor Sova is just gonna get taken
One
out by the
enemy
pink
remaining.
shells.
Although Omen teleported back site when we weren't looking, he doesn't have the spikes. He was in a terrible spot. 3v1. He's got to push back onto us. He thought he was being sneaky,
But
and while he did get the kill, he's in a terrible position. We're gonna be able to smoke him off.
Don't know if we know that he's there. Never mind. We might.
He did
It's hard
get a
to tell.
kill onto us, so we
Okay.
did get to see, and he made some noise while doing it. He's gonna do his
gonna be-
best. I don't think he'll have much of a
gonna do his
choice.
patented peek. Watch it. He's gonna look straight into attacker's side. Yep, there it is.
Probably just smoke him off again and keep him there.
And honestly, we don't even need to do that much. We sort of just need to watch the spikes dead in the open.
Oh
30
no!
seconds left.
Timer ticks down. He's getting played with, and there it is. Jesus getting the
Defenders
kill.
win.
Beautiful stuff from both
Pleasure,
sides.
my friends.
Absolutely wild match from both teams. Lots of hype moments, lots of kills, lots of strategies.
It is. Yep. And SVSU is going to be taking that one 13-11. Absolutely beautiful showing from both teams. Louisiana Tech seem to be more in favor of the let's play as a team, let's use our utility, let's get that sort of death ball hard rush going on the site. You're having a very good use of their utility. And then SVSU doing a better job of the one-on-one team, like gunfights, getting the flicks, getting the sort of flashy plays. Good job to both teams. And we will be taking a quick 5-minute break in between the rounds. We will be going to And we are going to be back with SVSU Valorant A team. We are currently winning 1-0 against Louisiana Tech. We're going to be going into Icebox. And this is actually our A team's sort of favorite map. And we're going to be seeing the new agent Harbor coming out as our controller here. It's going to be interesting to watch.
I did get a little bit of an interview with some of the team.
Choose your
from
agent.
The captain there. He simply said, yeah, we just winning. When asked about how the game went, and from round one, that initial ace off the bat, from our main man, simply said, it's just easy.
Apparently.
It's just easy, says Spec.
Talking about these team counts a bit, we're going to be seeing a sort of comfort pick coming out in the Viper from Louisiana Tech, the sort of standard controller you see on these. And why is Spec level 307? I just realized that.
Spec puts in his time. I've been playing since beta. I'm only like 107, 106, and this man is woof.
Anyways, going back, we see the Viper coming out, sort of the default control, not really default controller pick, but like the more comfort controller pick. Harbor being the new agent, new smokes, something about shields. Andrew knows more about it. He actually plays this game.
Harbor is a bit of an interesting controller. He has a very similar wall to Viper, but also has the property of Phoenix Wall where it can curve. He has two of these like just flat walls that push forward and he can stop wherever, and his smoke, he gets one, has a shield on his bubble smoke that I don't quite know how much health it has, but you have to shoot through it. So unlike other smokes in this game, which are, as stated, they're just smoke, you can shoot bullets through them. His is a solid for a little bit. You have to break the shield around it.
It has enough to make a difference, otherwise we probably just wouldn't even mention it.
It is, yeah, it can make a difference, especially on some of these, the geometries, as we see with mid here, that wall can push up and then they can stop it in their face, so they won't be able to see what's going on.
It just doesn't look right. Like,
It's
I don't know
weird.
what about it. It doesn't look right.
It's
in this
weird.
Game.
It looks weird, I'll be honest, but it's kind of cool. I dare say if I start getting back into this game and I put down Smash for 1 minute to play something else, I think I would have to.
It looks like how it looks out of hell. We're gonna be seeing a sort of pick coming out. We'll go back to the wall in a second. Sarko managing to get a pick on Slade and put it 4-4. The first sort of interaction we had pistol round.
Going in really aggressive on the mid here, going to be 4-3 in Louisiana's favor, although lots of damage on their Sova. Going to be backing out, maybe looking more towards A here. That tends to be where teams in Valorant push, a little bit easier for attackers, but SVSU does like to go B a good deal, at least more than the average team. Hopefully we'll see some interesting stuff here. It looks like they'll have their Sage to kind of throw slow orbs and put up the wall to stop SVSU. Looks like KO's on this side of the map too, and
30
Sova doesn't know what's
seconds
going on. If you check the minimap, doesn't look like
Blinded.
they really know what's going on here. Pushing on with our wall to take some space here. Here goes the bubble. With the shield. Sage managed to get the kill, but dying
Down,
herself.
B.
We do get the spike down. Lead 2-3. We didn't get the spike down. There's a bit of a visual
Last
I
player
guess, for a second
standing.
there.
It was, but now it's gonna be 1-2.
10
Just action
seconds
left.
left.
10 seconds left to plant.
I
We
have
might
the
not have
spike.
enough time. Is it down?
Oh, it was
Okay.
visual glitch there. As you can see, the spike is open, which when it's on the ground, it's not supposed to be. It's only supposed to be open when it's planted. So looks like, I think he got shot right as it planted, and the game said,
The game.
yeah,
didn't
it's
know what was
open,
happening.
but you didn't plant it.
It was. But as a comparison, it looks like, you know how Mithra side B doesn't look right in Smash?
Here.
Yeah,
That's the closest comparison I can make.
yeah,
Because like it doesn't look jarringly out of place. It just looks slightly off.
yeah. A little uncanny valley there.
Yeah, and now we're gonna be seeing.
Speaking of uncanny, not quite sure what Louisiana's doing.
They are.
Looks like they're very aggressively pushed onto A. Everyone pushed up. No one's taking backsides. Getting aggressive
player
there.
It appears to be
standing.
working out for them.
Spike down mid.
Immediately. Slade just getting back into their position.
Possibly taking advantage of the fact they know SVSU doesn't exactly have guns to be able to start challenging them on these angles and just start pushing up super hard. And as we saw, Classic does indeed get beat up by the Sheriff.
Sheriff having the ability to one-shot to the head from most ranges, simply shoots way slower than anything else. It's like a Vandal, but instead of shooting at, it just goes pow, pow, pow. So, yeah,
It's like they took a sniper and put it in a pistol.
yeah, it just does the damage, but if you miss one, God forbid, 2 shots, it's over.
You've got your 2 chances. It's not 3 straight throughout anymore. It's 2 straight throughout. We're gonna be seeing. I thought that was. I got confused. It was right after looking at that already. A person about to get picked. We're gonna be seeing. We're gonna make that 2 wall bangs right after that from Jesus.
Beautiful stuff. Getting on that high ground. You normally don't see that happen, or you don't normally see it value because defenders don't push up that far. When we 5-3 in our favor, the harbor wall making it a lot easier for SVSU to push up there. Hopefully, actually getting the spike down this time.
Here, which here. Beyond those of scuffed pixels.
They know the Viper's back there because of the chamber trip, but does get that kill. Causing problems, if nothing else. 1 left and make that 0. Jesus, cleaning it up with a 3K, planting a tree. Thank you. Very solid for the environment, as always. Can't appreciate it more.
The planet thanks you, even though it's probably not going to live for long in this environment.
It lived for approximately 4.5 to 5 seconds.
Look, all the oxygen it made during that, I don't even know. I don't think
It would not be much. It would not be much.
It would be like maybe a gasp.
It would,
that.
yeah, maybe.
Neither of us are bio majors.
Uh,
That's not even bio. We don't science. We'll put it that way.
Oh yeah. Speaking of science, it is simply a beautiful scientific outplay from Louisiana, putting the members right where we're going. Kind of unfortunate there, though. They will back off from the start to go check mid. The Viper ult coming out from the defenders.
Shut down immediately.
There's very difficult. Very unfortunate for them. Although 3-4, still a close round. We do have some space. We're gonna give it up for safety's sake. Pushing up mid, we're gonna, Sage versus Slade there in mid. Going to be team fight as the rest of us kind of push out of there. So they did see him. They know he's there. Louisiana rotating off, trying to get over towards B, though, leaving plenty over on A, making sure we can't push there.
They are. Where's me? I mean, the KO be our main, well, sort of fact. If he ever gets into position, because he's sort of taking his time, making sure SVSU isn't sitting there waiting for him. We're indicating a sort of free spike plan. They're just barely missing those taps around that.
Really took their time getting over here. They didn't move until we had already started planning the spike.
You see if that comes back to bite them. As SVSU, now they're sort of just set up. They get to just sit there with their harbor wall. That also didn't look right on the map.
It's a little bit different than what we're used to. He's very much so unique. The ult coming out here, making if they stand in one spot for too long, they get stunned. Looks like it probably won't matter here, as off, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, gets a 3K for Louisiana. Managed to use the spike, putting it 3-1 in the game so far. Pretty close. He only had 9 seconds left on the clock out of 45 to take the round to close. But already getting an advantage, especially with that operator. It'll be very difficult for SVSU to deal with, especially on this map. A lot of long sight lines for snipers to shine.
One thing that SVSU loses by picking harbors, I don't honestly know the utility he gives because it's been so new, but a lot of the utility Viper ends up giving of just being able to sort of lock down a site almost on their own, especially with the ultimate, is lost when you decide to pick another controller. But it looks like Harbor is able to just control more of the map, is the best way to put it.
He really has more line of sight blocking. All 3 of his abilities, not all 4 because his ult doesn't block line, but all 3 of them block line of sight. Speaking of line of sight, we're gonna get some very close angles right off the start by pushing on their spawn. Doesn't quite matter because Silva took very far back angle as the rest start falling.
Spike down mid.
3-2. Make that just Slade left, gives 3 of them.
Just a Marshall and a Dream. Oh, what a shot from Slade there.
KO.
He was not ready to just be shot there, teleporting over to the other side. I think the Viper heard it. Adjust the angle there. Going to peek. I don't think we're ready. He's missing the shot. He's gonna stick around. Interesting choice. I suppose they do have control over where the spike is. He can either take the time. He doesn't. Less than a minute left. He could try to go for a flank, but it's not likely. The wall coming in will make it very difficult.
However, the Sage is gonna be sitting on top of it. He might be just looking for a quick. Never mind. The Sage is gonna be running as soon as she hears the
There's that
chamber.
Vandal on the ground. You did see the Vandal. Grabbing it. The Ion Vandal. It's weird if you've only ever seen the Ion Phantom. Kind of weird that they added the Vandal. It looks. My brain is gone.
30
It's like
seconds
Louisiana's is gone. They're putting their Viper in spawn. I guess it's a mix-up. You're not ready for it.
You know, you're not wrong. We've been seeing some very interesting positioning coming out from both teams here, and honestly, I'm all for it. It's working. I don't know what's happening, but I already didn't know what's happening. The Sage wall is going to be going down. It's going to be a question of if Slade even has time to plant. The Sage is going to be taking a peek up to the ram and just barely catch him.
quite an interesting
Jurassic.
experience there.
Also, one thing, Jurassic is no longer playing Sentinel. They've now, sorry, no longer playing Duelist. They were playing Jet last round. They swapped over to Sentinel for this.
Very interesting. And normally, if Jet is playing a Sentinel, they're playing Chamber because they play very similarly. Is use the op and then teleport / dash out of there very quickly. But going from kind of one extreme to the other, one of the most aggressive agents to one of the most defensive. Very interesting team, this Louisiana Tech, with the
Operator at Still versus SVSU's Rifles. It's gonna be tough here. Going for the fast A push. Looks like all 5 of us going on that side of the map, trying to catch him off guard, get the advantage.
Found one.
Viper utility coming out will be difficult to deal with. Breaking the Skydog right off the bat.
Deploying drone.
Still trying to push it. As you can see, Louisiana trying to push on there aggressively. 2 kills coming out. Not what you want to see. We do know what's going on. Large to an extent, for at least a little bit. Trying to push aggressively. The op comes down, taking out another. It's going to be 2 to 4. Not particularly good for SVSU.
SVSU sort of just gonna have to decide right now if they want to rotate out or if they want to keep trying to take this fight. We're gonna be seeing the KO getting ready just in case they do start peeking out. Slade might have a slightly unwarm welcome waiting for him if he steps out of this icebox room.
Not like they have too much of a choice,
Revealing
though.
area.
3 of Louisiana Tech on site, all pushed up pretty far. Not a necessarily good idea, especially with the Viper and Sage both pretty defensively minded. It'll be difficult. We are pushed up towards spawn. KO's in a weird spot. They don't see each other. If you see on the map, did he see the KO? No, the KO sees him.
To walk on.
What is
30
going
seconds
on? He's
left.
waiting for 2
Last
triggers to
player
plan, and he
standing.
gets both of them because they didn't check the corner.
That's going on the counter.
They'll be kicking themselves over that one.
Counts.
Oh man, I swear that Slade saw him for just a quick second.
The robot popped up on his screen. He thought it was a box.
He thought it was a box.
Honestly, it happens to everyone. I know that pain.
Brutal stuff there. Going 5 to 1 in Louisiana Tech's favor. Not what you want to see for SVSU, but still plenty of time to bring it back around.
And is only down 4 rounds. We've come back from so much worse.
We will have the eco here. It'll be a little bit difficult. Sage Wall comes down there to break one of the blocks before it solidifies. Sova Dart checking both sides pretty hard, getting info for both looks, taking aggressive angles. The Marshall ready there. They peek, not ready for it. Might just die there. This harbor wall coming out. Trying to take this map positioning, but it hasn't really been working out. The harbor wall they're pushing in there, getting the kill, trading 1-to-1. That's what you want when they're down in weapons.
Ashen taking the pick on their operator as soon as that wall goes down, so now they're going to be...
Down, B.
Actually,
Last
SVSU is going
player
to be... Never
standing.
mind, I shouldn't have said anything. I was going to say we're going to be up here. But we're going to be seeing Ashen just taking headshot after
enemy
headshot.
remaining.
He does know what a shot there from Ashton. I don't think he knows where the last one is. He does have the information dart. If he chooses to use it, he can get a little bit, but also somewhat give away his own look position. I wonder what he's going to do. 47 seconds on the clock.
I don't think Sova knows that he walked out. He's only got 1 bullet left.
Reload. Oh, just getting seen. Beautiful flick from Louisiana Tech. Sova.
Gun.
What you want to see, but a very solid and exciting round from both sides. Both teams should be able to pull by here. Oh, almost.
Can we talk about how he outsniped an operator?
I have absolutely no idea.
No, I'm not even asking like how. I'm just impressed.
It's just, I guess both snipers. Marshall, you have to hit a headshot. Operator, you have to not. You can hit a body shot. But
Sometimes it just comes down to who can react to the fact that there's suddenly a person on their screen. Esther. But we're going to be seeing Tech has more than enough credits, and we're just going to be going with a chamber as opposed to buying a gun this round. We're going to be holding close, trying to call out SVSU, losing 1, but taking 1 in the process.
Sage is going to have to back up. We're seeing the rotations from Sova and Chamber on the other side, leaving the Viper inner ult, making sure A does not get taken. Here comes the harbor wall again. Get us onto kind of half of sight. Get some map control. Although it hasn't been working out, they're playing it a little slower. Trying to see maybe what Louisiana does, making them waste their bullets a little bit more. Here comes the orb, so they can't be shot through the smoke as we try to plant. Kind of difficult 4v4 here. Bit of a tactical endeavor here. Kills coming out though for Louisiana, getting trade 1, 2 to 3 in Louisiana's favor.
We're going to be seeing their chamber still watching manage. It's going to be 2 SVSUs against the Jurassic Rosie, and the Chamber going to be coming up with the tour de force, taking out a pick on Stitch. It's just going to be Ashen left. He's going to work it out for him.
getting the final pick there. 3K for the chamber. Pretty solid stuff from Louisiana, going up 7-1. Going to be very difficult, even if Saginaw wins the rest of the half. They'll only be 5-7. Kind of difficult. Have to eco again, as well as that. That is in fact a judge from Viper. When you're in your Viper ultimate, very close range, you can't see very far because of all the smoke. So
However,
shotguns work, but
1 out of 7 on the ult. I think they're just looking for a close pick because they've got so many more credits than SVSU.
I guess they just didn't want to overbuy from last round. Either way, pushing on a site, pushing towards the Viper. We'll see if it gets anything.
Looks like it might be expecting the Viper to be holding that close. Because honestly, who would be? It's, you know, your main source of control on site.
And the Skydog clearing it out a little bit. The Harbor all making it difficult. Also to get some information. We can see where they are to an extent. See where the concussion's coming out. Here comes the kill. Finally 3-3. SVSU taking some map control. Losing 1 there. But, oh, never mind. Now it's 3-3 somehow. Shock dart kill coming out from Louisiana. Be interesting. 2-2. Trading back and forth, back and forth. We do have site control. We haven't got the bomb down yet. Kind of worried about where they're coming from. Plenty of utility to try to stop us here.
We having Ashen holding close, Slade going to the plant. Faking the plant.
Just trying to see, get some utility out of them, see where they are. Now they have an idea of where we are as well. Here comes the info dart.
One enemy
Silva
remaining.
manages to get around the box. Here comes the kill, though. We 2v1 in our favor.
It is just Silva left on site against 2 of us. We're going to have Slade
30
coming around the
seconds.
side. Silva might not be ready for him. He
Last
was.
player standing.
It's just going to be
Spike
Ashen left.
down
Silva v
A.
Silva. Stinger versus Vandal. Let's find out how it goes. Ashen manages to get the kill.
And that's going to be the round. Also grabbing a Vandal for next. Good stuff from SVSU. Finally picking up a round. They'll be able to full buy. And as well, Louisiana Tech will be able to full buy, but maybe not next round if they lose this one. Finally, another gun round where everything is nice and even. Viper is, yes, a controller. There are 4 different types of characters or agents in the game. There are duelists, initiators, sentinels, and controllers. And while Viper might be a controller, her utility is very good defensively. She can place down the molly as well as the smoke, and if you walk through either of those, you can take some damage. So you've seen a lot of solid setups there. On the other side, Sage, Sentinel, very defensively minded. Slade getting that kill.
It's going to be 2-3 within the first 20 seconds of going in this round.
Kill there coming out from mid. Silver push there. We do get the harbor wall down. Looks like we'll be able to maybe go for the plant. Trying to shoot through the wall, not quite getting it.
I feel like this just looks down.
Pick on the Sage.
Last player
Not
standing.
SVSU's favor. Just going to be a Stitch left. Captain of the Valorant team pushing up on the wall.
Block off the Sage, gets pick on the Sage, spraying through his own smoke.
It looks like it's a good amount of health, judging from how many Vandal shots it took, but we're going to be seeing the last pick coming up from Tech.
Said 3, 4,
Oh, it wasn't down after like 5.
5 shots.
My ult is
Down
ready.
to 40 for a just a normal body shot.
Like a
So
person. Yeah.
like
Two
200
What do you
health.
say, drone?
If it took
Ready
5
to
bullets,
stretch your
200 health max. That's a lot.
That's a good amount.
That's a lot of health. That's more. That's a
A Sage wall have. Like one thing a Sage wall. Actually.
Sage wall can take like an entire Vandal clip. So
But then it also only takes like so many knife shots. Actually, never mind. It's the hard knife shots, so that makes sense.
I think also the knife shots. I think knife does more against it or something.
Okay.
It has a couple hundred health. Let's put it that way.
It has a good amount. A good bit more than most Valorant players would like to deal with. We're gonna be seeing a bit of an eco round here from SVSU. Because they don't really have much of a choice. However, we're gonna be seeing a big going on both sides. 4-4. Now we've got a Vandal on our
Spike
side, but they do
down
have
A.
that op on the chamber once again.
2 men down, but and also
3 men
getting
down.
flanked. Not necessarily where you want to be. We don't have.
Last
For Marshall,
player
you don't want to be going into a close range area. Beautiful shot from Jesus, though. Killing the op there. But not quite getting the round. 92 in Louisiana's favor. This might be
Last
Saginaw's
round in
map,
the
but
half.
I guess also Louisiana's. What did I say?
No, nothing but what you said. Do you see what I see?
Oh, I was getting a look from Philip. I was concerned.
Do you see the thing?
Thought I had something in my teeth,
No.
but no. Well, we won't say anything unless something happens.
Exactly. Look at those Vandals we got lined up. Wonder what we're gonna do with those. All those ults.
We do in
Almost
fact
4
have
actually.
A lot of ults.
Basically.
As well, Louisiana as well, but a lot of potential for a round win. That'd be a very good round win for, a good round win for Saginaw.
It would. You see the chamber holding close
I've
with the
got your
operator.
trail. Satchel up.
And, looks like SVSU is gonna be trying to push.
Still well, getting some damage off, but not necessarily getting anything. So trying to initiate, get him off of the site so we can get the picks down. The own ult coming out for the Louisiana's own ult coming out. I don't think Sova might be ready. Might be able to get the kill there. Oh, they kind of dance around each other. 4v5 still a very winnable round. Harbor wall coming out to block line of sight so we can push up a little further. But all Louisiana seconds over here, it'll be a little bit difficult. She's trying to push up, leaving the fight behind so he doesn't lose it. Halfway across the map.
That should get erased. Flag into the harbor ult.
Oh no! KO knife! We'll stop him from using it.
However, they aren't expecting him in the
Last
corner.
player
Just barely
standing.
misses the spray on the Viper. They don't know the specs behind him. They never mind. They do know. I guess he maybe picked off the Sage.
I guess so.
That's
Not
barely.
getting it. Gonna go 10-2 in the half.
I shouldn't have said anything.
You didn't say anything.
I know, but I
Switching sides.
pointed it out.
It was not nothing. There's simply a little bit of a superstition with certain amount of rounds at the half.
You know what? Let's make a new one. 10-2. Problem solved.
Let's make it new.
What is this
10 to
comeback
2 curse.
coming here?
It's the Saginaw special.
Switching over to defense here, we will now beat the blue team. Blue team is always defense. Sometimes it's not, depending on what software you're using to watch the match.
Colorblind setting if you're on, maybe.
Yep, 100%. Going into
But
this
like,
next round, are we not? For a second, I thought we were about a full stack on defense on A site, but no, that's the attack.
and it's gonna be seeing sort of the same general strategy they used on Ascent. I believe they played Ascent map one. That's right.
Yep.
And we're gonna be seeing Spec. Not. You know what? This is just a call out. Let's be honest.
This is a
Let's
hard
call it
call
for
out.
what it is.
There's no way. If he gets 2, that would be absolutely massive. Gets 1.
They now know he's there. It's gonna be a sort of.
Gets 2. They were ready for it. Does die. It'll be 3-3 now. With 2 of us on site. Slade watching the flank there. I don't know if they're gonna push. They don't have much information. They don't know where people are. So I think we're looking to see if they're rotating, going towards mid. Looks like Louisiana's sticking around.
Slade very persistent on watching if they come B side. But now we're just gonna have the Jesus
outside.
and Jesus and no Jesus and Stitch left on A side. Gonna be barely missing a few of those shots in the air.
Unfortunately, again, gun's not particularly precise in the air, so you see the shots didn't quite come through, as well as the taking space there. Oh, it'll be very difficult managing to get our rotates now. Now that we know that the spike is down, we can get over to that side of the map. The harbor utility comes in. Sure.
Last player standing.
What? How did the Sova get there?
I think he grappled up, jumped off high ground, and walked around.
That is what he did, but I was.
No one,
wasn't
we didn't
expecting.
even see it.
I didn't even expect it. I can see the minimap.
We can see him through the walls. We somehow didn't see him.
A little bit interesting there, I guess, going into this this next round here. We will have. Are we going to force buy?
It looks like we're possibly going to force by try and call them out because you know they want to play aggressive. They've been doing it every round. They're going to sort of be rushing in hard unless nope, yeah, they're just going to rush hard B.
Looks like both teams actually have pretty equal weaponry here.
It's just going to be the shields that are a bit off.
Louisiana opting to not fully buy everything so they could potentially buy later in the half, but we also used all the credits we have to match them, match their not full buy. Kill coming out here, first one onto our harbor there.
Almost calling out that Sova dart, just barely missing the shot on him.
Going for this cheeky angle where you can see people up on the box there, but
Spike
not
planted.
quite gonna work out there. Getting the bomb down, getting the wall down, caught out with his knife. Ashton now with the Marshall at close range. Kills coming out from Jesus there. Beautiful stuff, covering Ashton.
Slade is going down. It's going to be 2 to 4 left, but however the Viper is slow enough. Going out. Nope, it's going to be calling out.
Last player standing.
Spread, and it's going to be Louisiana Tech finishing off the round. 12-2. Just one last. I can't speak. One last round until they end up taking the second game. We're going to be seeing how SVSU comes back.
We will have to get 10 rounds to get overtime, and then you gotta win by 2. So SVSU will have to win 13 rounds. Essentially 13-0 this team.
Reverse 13-0. It's now a Valorant thing.
I guess so.
Coming up.
Well, the last round, we're gonna have to just buy as much as we can and make it work. We're gonna be able to get bulldogs and light shields.
And then the one frenzy.
And 1 frenzy and a specter versus 2 vandals and 3 specters. Not necessarily optimal, but when it's the last round, you gotta try.
Try what you can.
Speaking of trying, they're trying to push A, but we're already there. Some interesting strategies. Down guns. You've got some time. You got trying to mix it up. Both teams spreading out. All of Louisiana Tech managing to get onto site, but all of SVSU managing to rotate over on that side of the map.
This is Louisiana Tech sort of looking like they're going with the strategy of let's hold W. One of these rounds will work out for us because they only need 1 more left. Ashton takes down a pick on. We're just gonna say chamber. We're gonna say chamber.
Oh, they were up 4-3, but then they went down 3. Oh, gonna be too close. Here comes the information. Gonna be able to see where the sky is. They know where she is. Gets the kill there. Up 2-1. Falls on the wrong side of the wall. They have to shoot through it. Waste some time. They have to pick. Going up. Oh, a little ring around the rosy there.
Nowhere to run.
Trying to clear things out. Here comes the Sobalt. We'll make it difficult. We will be able to get halfway. It does.
Oh, I think we'll have enough time to defuse. Beautiful stuff.
That was beautiful.
Let's get the round.
But the one thing, the issue here becomes Louisiana Tech. I'm not okay. This isn't saying nothing about their strategy, but they get to just bash their heads into a wall, and it's gonna work one of these times. Is their current game plan for the rest of this game most likely?
You don't have to particularly shift it up when you only need 1 more. It's not too terribly complicated there.
It is eventually they're gonna possibly have gun advantage. They might have ult advantage. They're gonna have something. There's actually force buying here. 2 light shields coming out. Very interesting choice, because they can decide to. They could decide to just take the Econ round, wait for the next. We actually see a Bucky, of all things.
I haven't seen a Bucky since last year, when it wasn't nerfed into the ground.
It's they dug it out of its grave.
Punch back the Bucky to be the best gun for no reason. It was obscenely good at killing people from ranges it shouldn't have been able to. But now in this day and age, things are a little different, with Stitch getting this kill with the Spectre, which has always been a good gun, to be fair.
Already planting straight on the
Spike
plate.
planted.
The red thing is in the corner. Stitch manages to take out Chamber. Still, we'll figure it out one day. It's gonna be Ash already going for Fuse. He's gonna be able to see the armor roll. They can't really break through it. They don't have a way to get around, and SVC is gonna be taking the next round.
To be fair, looks like things are not going too terrible. The information is managed straight out the kill. We'll have some guns to take into the next round, and Louisiana Tech will not.
Thanks.
I think at this point, SVSU simply needs to take this time to figure out for the next game
Can I get a
what
job?
Louisiana Tech is doing. I don't think they should try to invest too much energy into this, which would be a miracle to win. Don't get me wrong, we're very good players, obviously, but these teams are too close for one of us to reverse 3-0 them. But they can take this time, see
You want to play?
the war
Let's
tendencies,
play.
and really put energy into evaluating what the other team wants to do.
Don't worry. Not bland. The naive optimism for both of us. We're gonna be seeing 2 picks come out from SVSU, making it 3-4. They have started showing up when their backs against the wall. Gonna be putting all the stops 2-4 now. Another pick coming out from Jesus onto the KO. And Louisiana Tech might have to actually stop and rethink their strategy if they end up taking, if SVSU ends up taking this round as well, because we're gonna have ults going in the next one. We're not gonna really know this Viper. Never mind, we'll be ready for it. Almost.
Viper gets the Bucky kill.
The Bucky finally doing something for the first time in about 11 months.
It's been a long time. It's been a very long time.
Let's just say since like a few months after beta. We'll go after release. We'll go with that.
Oh yeah, about half a year, something like that. And then right after that was Sting. Whoa.
It's we've had some ups and downs with the meta.
Ups and downs.
Gonna be seeing Chamber still sort of holding a bit more back. Viper pushing up into
1 enemy
right
remaining.
on the B site. Gonna be seeing Slade getting the pick on the Chamber, leaving just the Viper to take on 3 of SVSU. Slade
30
not really knowing the
seconds
Viper
left.
throwing it around.
It's very volatile. He might get knifed.
I think
oh no,
he's-
Slade, don't get knifed. He didn't get
They
knifed.
aren't gonna take this shit. Viper ult coming out.
I'm not quite sure the
Spike
Viper.
planted.
Viper ult has
There is the
coming
Viper.
out.
Very difficult.
Back.
Just shooting through it there. This is extremely winnable. Viper ult is very tricky. When you go in it, you start taking temporary damage all the way down to 1. If you step out, it'll slowly regen back, but
Last player
really hard to
standing.
push in there. It's one
Jesus
kill
gonna
and
be
it
taking
finally
that
kills
pick.
Viper. Close stuff. I mean, SVSU, this is a lot more doable. 5-12 is a lot more doable than 2-12.
And honestly, even if we don't end up winning this game, the hit it's going to be to Louisiana Tech's mental
I love it.
to see SVSU start taking a bunch of rounds here is going to be massive.
My only concern
is that SVSU will start hyping themselves up. We can win it, and then they'll get down if they don't. I think they really have to realize, hey, if we get like 7 rounds, that is a win. That is a momentum. I stated a lot earlier in this match,
Jeez, man.
SVSU seems to be very momentum focused. If they get that confidence, if they get things going, they can keep it. They can keep a snowball. So I think their mindset needs to be let's get some rounds and take that momentum into next game if it should come to that. Although honestly, if Philip might be right, it might just actually work out for them. Here, getting 3 rounds in a row.
We see Louisiana Tech finally like stopping, rethinking their strategy, spreading out, actually defaulting for once, starting to just take map space, see where SVSU is before they start hard pushing in. Looks like they're going to be going over to A.
I'm a little confused. Somewhat of a default, but they're not spread around.
It's
Solo waiting in their spawn. This is, I'm gonna call the Louisiana special.
maybe they're just trying to stall out some of the momentum SVSU's been building up.
That is, to be fair, a strategy. At this point in time, it's all about mind games. A lot of mind games going on here. How much can each team keep their mentals up? What kind of damage can they do to each other? What kind of momentum can they take?
Jesus is going to be caught out by the KO knife finally going down here, but he's going to get a pick. Actually, he's going to get out somehow. That's surprising. That's impressive.
Guess he called it a miracle. I
Spike
suppose.
planted.
We're going to be seeing a lot of pick coming out from the Silva ult, and it's going to be actually there's probably more than enough to have to go in. We're going to see utility coming out. We're going to be knowing where they are.
The flank from mid, though, finally coming to fruition, getting the kill. And they
There.
a little scary. I don't know.
Flanking the flank. 2 picks coming out from SVSU. 2 to 4.
3 to 4 here. We're low. 2 to
Player
2.
standing.
One.
One
Lots of
enemy
coming out. 1 to 1 with the spike down. Here comes the ult. Don't know where he is. Going for the defuse.
They're actually not
Risky
gonna be able
strategy,
to
but they can't see him. He'll have to push out here. He gets half of it. Here comes the... Oh.
Back.
No, there's no time. There's no time. He's going to stick it and get it there.
Attackers
Pros
win.
don't fake on what they say. So honestly, solid 3 rounds there and almost a 4th from SVSU. I would call that somewhat of a win. Kind of pulling themselves back out of that. If you reduce the score from 12 down to like, I don't even 9, I would say that'd be very winnable. That'd be about 50-50.
That would have been
5 to 9, that would have been good.
That would have been the 9 to 3.
That would have been. It would have been. That is very true. I
However-
would say going into this next match, this was SVSU's, I believe, map pick. Looks like they'll be
Weird.
asking about bans.
Where do you think we'll be going? I'm gonna hard call out. I'm gonna say Breeze.
Breeze was, I don't know what I was thinking.
I feel like Breeze or Pearl.
Interesting. I'm not quite sure. Now,
I'm
I
gonna go with
interviewed
Breeze.
B team before the match, and they said Pearl was not really their favorite map. Look, they usually ban that first, and I'm not sure. Honestly, both teams have a lot of similarities. They seem to have a lot of pop-off potential. They both have a lot of. I keep saying momentum, but that's what they do. I mean, doesn't seem like Pearl is really a favorite of most teams, to be honest.
Honestly,
Newest map in the game.
I don't think Pearl's a favorite of most people. Put it that way.
I think there are a lot of interesting things. I will say, as a Cypher main, the tripwire buffs make Pearl. Let's say it makes Pearl a breeze.
Okay. It's like how Lilat had some interesting interactions, but no one liked it. Besides Pikachu players, but we don't talk about them.
We don't talk about Pikachu players. Well,
I'm gonna lock in Breeze. What do you think? What do you think for map?
we've already seen Ascent and Icebox, which are kind of favorites at the competitive level.
I think we got like Haven, Pearl, and Breeze left.
Haven does often get played, I will say. Not quite sure.
I wonder what they're going to be working on.
I don't know.
No bans coming in first.
One thing about Louisiana Tech's team comp from the last map we just played, they weren't running a duelist. because they swapped out their Jet for another Sentinel, but didn't swap any of their Sentinels or any other players onto a duelist role. So they just decided to sort of give up the one-person pop-off ability and just focus solely on the team play.
For anyone who isn't quite up to date with what that means, I talked very briefly about the 4 different categories. Duelists have utility that benefits themselves in a gunfight. Very quick, flashy utility that will help them get kills, but doesn't really help the team take space or defend an area. And as Phil was mentioning there, without a duelist, you kind of lose that pop-off potential. Someone like Slade on our team running Chamber. Chamber is somewhat of a hybrid between a duelist and a sentinel, so lots of pop-off potential.
The only reason he's a Sentinel is because of his, I think it's E, whatever his little tripwire is.
Tripwire.
That is all.
And an operator is a defensive weapon. That's all. That's it.
Defensive.
Defensive.
An operator
Defensive.
is whoever has a dash. Go ahead and give it to them.
Pretty much. That's how that works. Or that's how that works.
You can't really swing a corner with an op, but you can most definitely sort of just sit there at an angle. And now we just aren't allowed in.
Powerful stuff. I really want to see an Odin. I've only seen, I think I saw one on the Ascent map. It's 3,200, so it's 300 more than a normal rifle. And it doesn't one shot to the head, so it is definitely not a fan favorite. And you get a movement penalty just by having it out. But it shoots through walls, as you might have seen. Some people get shoot through walls. Most of the walls in the game can be shot through, and each weapon can either be low, medium, or high penetration of what percent of that damage gets taken off when they shoot through the wall. And the Phantom and Vandal main rifles both have medium wall penetration, so they get knocked a decent amount when they shoot through a wall. But the Odin has high penetration, so it does not lose that much damage, and it shoots very fast and has 100 bullets.
Here's my question.
So you can just spray through walls, and I think that is very interesting.
Here's my question. Everyone has an Odin horror story if you played Valorant enough. What's yours?
I'm not sure. I suppose there will be times when I'll be in a lobby, I'm having an off day, and I happen to be playing in a lower lobby because I played like 2 games, and the game said you're gonna play with worse players for a bit, and there will be somebody on a good day, like a Jet, sitting on a box with an Odin all game, and I lose, and it's not fun, but I have a lot of positive memories. I'm not quite sure.
Would you like to hear?
I'm someone who loves the shorty. My first ace in the game was Sage 1v5 with the spike down, and I killed all 5 people as they ran at me with shorty. I played around my wall. It was so much fun.
The worst Odin I have ever seen. Not the worst play, but like the worst thing I've ever seen happen to a team. You know B site on Ascent, like how we saw there was the little corridor the attackers have to run through. So the team had been hard pushing B every game.
Yep.
The other team had a Brimstone.
Yep.
The Brimstone decided to grab an Odin.
Yep.
Someone else decided to grab an Odin. Brimstone has an ability called a Stim Beacon that speeds up the attack speed of him and his teammates as long as movement speed. They threw down the Stim Beacon right at the start of the map. Started just spraying in. We're going back to Icebox?
This must be a misplay. I think they just clicked a button they weren't supposed to.
I think so. We can't go back. Yeah, there's the question marks coming out from Stitch. Going sort of error chat from not connected.
Oh dear.
Huh. We'll see what happens.
Looks like we'll see. We are laughing because some of these Brimstone, Phoenix, and Cypher are not meta. They've not been performing very well lately.
It looks like we're going straight back to the lobby.
Yeah, it looks like it. All teams were picking those characters is basically indicating that something is wrong and we're not playing this match.
Yeah. Finishing it off, basically we watched the entire team get wiped in about 10 seconds.
That, I will say, Ascent is probably the best Odin map specifically for that. Haven as well is pretty solid, but wow, yeah, I will say I'm definitely guilty of that. Maybe not with the Brimstone Beacon, but I think I've gotten I don't know if I've gotten a 4K, but I know I've killed 3 people through that wall.
It was a very swift forfeit after that round as well.
The Odin, as all guns in this game have less bullet spread. You know, when you shoot, after a while your bullets start going everywhere. If you 1 crouch and 2 look down the sight, if your gun has a scope. And while the Odin bullets normally just go everywhere, after like the 3rd bullet they start flying. If you crouch and scope, they actually have a pretty tight bullet spread. They don't go flying.
I just like you crouch, scope, and just aim down.
Aim at where they normally start off and
Aim at the
pray.
fact you'll probably hit someone in the head.
Odin is funny.
It is a gun.
Odin is
Anyways,
funny.
after that small bit of a scuffle, you know, Euro coming out from the side of Louisiana Tech after we went back to Icebox, because we can't actually go back to the same map twice in the same game.
We cannot. That we cannot.
So we're gonna be seeing what map it goes to as soon as we swap it over.
I'm thinking Breeze if we get our way, and I'm thinking Louisiana has some very interesting things.
I feel like they want Haven.
I think Haven. I think Louisiana will have very interesting strategy on Haven as to where they push, how they push.
They're gonna
I think
send.
it'll be fun.
I can already. They're gonna send one up C. The rest of the team's gonna sprint through B and then run up.
It's
It's
Pearl. Oh no!
well then,
It's Pearl.
huh? This is the outcome I was hoping not for.
You don't know this map too?
I don't know this map. I don't like this map.
Huh?
Huh?
Some question marks
Oh, no,
coming
it's-
out.
It's a ready question mark.
Oh, I see.
It's just we're gonna be well. We got an interesting last map. We'll say it that much.
Will this Pearl, the newest map in the game, right when it came out, and I personally, most people would compare it to Counter-Strike map, just in general. It kind of looks like that. Counter-Strike, kind of the predecessor to this game, came out in 2010.
Came out a while ago. Can
And,
run on most PCs.
Offensive, very similar to this. Instead of having abilities, everyone just kind of gets basic. They can buy grenades, they can buy smoke, they can buy flashes.
We do see both teams going for Astra. So finally, my dreams come true.
Astra, not often pulled out in this game. Very interesting, was extremely meta for a while. Had her time in the spotlight, but got nerfed kind of to oblivion here.
We got an entire utility shot just yoinked from our character. All of our cooldowns increased. It just was no longer
Deserved.
playable. It was definitely deserved. I'm not agreeing with that at I'm not disagreeing with that at all. When a character is the only controller you see on a game, then it's like, okay, different map, different controller.
Yes.
It's
Oh, yeah.
it probably needs a nerf,
At
but
this
I can
point,
still be sad.
at this point, I don't know if I want to see Astra back. Astra takes a lot of time and is honestly kind of boring.
Just a bit, she can sort of defend the map from literally anywhere.
Yeah, I am very biased as an Omen player. I occasionally play Viper too. Let's just say I'm excited that Omen and Viper are currently being played quite a bit.
Yes. Definitely the more fun characters to watch.
100%.
We do, however, still see the KO on the side of Louisiana Tech as their main like initiator. But we have a Fade instead of a Sova coming out from SVSU.
Now, right off the bat, if you look at that mini-map, your reaction was probably the same as mine and most other Valorant players, was what the heck is going on?
What are we looking at here?
So what I will explain this best is there's that mid area kind of in the central. There are two paths in and out of there, and then on A and B site there's one path to there, and everything else kind of revolves around mid. Once you get to mid, you can either take a path over towards B and over towards A, and from there you can also decide to go continue to A or go into spawn.
You can't shoot someone through that wall like on the side of like A. You please tell me you can't shoot through that wall.
Where are you?
This one right here.
You can.
Why?
Yeah, you can do that.
Why is that an option? Why is this a
Here.
map?
Now,
Are we
this
seeing-
has a lot of very short sight lines, but also as you can see here on B side has a very long one. Operators have very heavily favored, so it's kind of what the team likes in a map. And it seems we like those long range gunfights a little bit more than those close range ones. As we shoot up that site and get the spike down right off the bat within the first 35, 40 seconds here. Pretty solid stuff. Jesus getting that kill. All the coming Jet coming back with another one onto spec. It'll be 4-4 here. Big flash coming out. We'll see both of us. Doesn't get the kill though somehow. I guess didn't peek far enough. Another flash getting only one of us.
I believe
Slade taking that
Slade
gunfight.
actually gets blind by the first one, but now we're gonna have to reload on Jetten. We're going with Jetten.
Last
That's what we're
player
calling it.
standing.
And it's just gonna be Slade left against three of them. However, the Astra is pretty low, but they're gonna be able to just go for the defuse. Slade might just have to respect this.
Going to be very difficult. 3-1 here. He's gonna have to try to take these fights. Slade might be known for his clutch, but that's not particularly easy. Just around that corner, there's not much you can mix up. He had to be over there. They knew he was, and just kind of have one person defuse and two people hold it. kind of difficult there. So first round goes to Louisiana, and they will be buying weapons. Of course, SVSU having to eco. Wonder what they're gonna do here. Again, I mentioned briefly, when you have worse weapons, you have to mix up your strategy. You have to do stuff that might not be optimal, but might catch people off guard. Usually rushing a part of the map that doesn't normally get rushed, using a lot of utility, trying to plant wildly. And it looks like for our mix-up play, we're going to be pushing mid pretty hard with 3 of us, while 2 of us play slow A, just trying to catch that Viper that pushed up. Looks like the kills won't quite come out for everyone, but it will be a trade. Going to be able to take some position on mid. Defense reacting quickly.
We are SVSU's now just going to sort of be trying to figure out where Louisiana Tech is. We're going to be seeing a pick coming out from I'm not going to try. We're going to be seeing a pick coming out from Austria as we now have Ashton looking for the frenzy and getting 3 to 3. SVSU is pushing in 2 to 3. Stitch is a bit low. Going to be seeing the KO coming all the way around from the flank, and I absolutely hate the fact that we can still see the name tags but can't see anything else whilst the Astros in that ult
A.
form. But that's a story for another day.
Going to be grabbing weapons here, so it'll be pretty even. We've got someone behind on the flank. The flash will come out, getting one, getting both with that flash, and getting with the gunshots as well. A very close round from SVSU, catching them off guard, getting down to the 3v3, and started with the 4v4, then 3v3, then 2v2. So kept it close. Just an unfortunate flash there, the double flash coming out from KO. Always a very interesting agent, kind of an initiator duelist hybrid there. Can use those flashes for himself very well. Take gunfights.
I can respect the dedication to the Bucky from Louisiana Tech, especially on this map, but at some point you gotta ask. Actually, the one pick trade is probably worth it. That's like 2,000 credits up technically if they take out someone with a Vandal to trade for a Bucky. To be fair, we're gonna be seeing a pick coming out early from Spec onto Sarko.
Where are you?
Swapping up who's on who once again, because that was normally their controller, and now we're gonna be seeing it on the chamber.
As always, Louisiana changing things up, trying to keep us on our toes, changing up the play styles of who's on what.
Bring them down.
What character? Looks like almost tried to hard push there from defense onto B long. Now it's us pushing both.
Well,
KO flashed both of them and Spec got the kill to be able to take control of B site.
KO flash both, but also flash
It
himself.
was fate.
And
enemy
for asking,
remaining
now it's gonna be
Oh,
one
I
left.
went for the Bucky.
As he did. The Bucky not working out this
Here.
time.
Heal
It's just gonna be the Austria left on the side of Louisiana Tech, and SVSU still has all 5 of their team members.
Just a simple, easy 5v1. That's what you want to see. Spike down perfectly in our favor. Astra looks going heaven. Smoke will come in there. Oh, it was the recall. Smoke should only last for 2 seconds.
And it is a bit smaller than the actual smoke, but however, it is a good way to get a small smoke off and then still have another utility left as we see that Star is coming back.
Respectable pick there from the Astra with a Sheriff. Very difficult gun to use. Gotta be precise.
Setting up the Stars on site, gonna be looking to go under, just try and run, possibly try and get the defuse. Using the recalls there to set the smokes up. Not gonna have enough time to defuse, it looks like. SVSU sort of just backing up, not letting them get any kills.
Astra trying to push down there belong. Trying to get a kill. Looks like dying to the bomb. Unfortunately, but fortunately for us, getting that first win of the match while keeping guns is exactly what you want to see there. We'll have to buy, but we will have plenty enough to fund that.
Because it looks like Louisiana Tech might, are they running 2 off? Okay.
Woof.
Might be slightly forcing their buy here as we see 2 white shields on their team, but they don't want to give SVSU a chance to get any sort of momentum.
As we see that operator, that one really long sight line there on B. Chamber's going to be playing there with the op, and will try to teleport out as soon as he gets a pick or whiffs a shot. While the rest of us, actually not even going to that side of the map, going to be defaulting here, looking to put some pressure mid, but so is Louisiana. They got 3 people watching that angle, trying to keep us from going there. SVSU doing a great job of taking this, though. Mid is usually a little more risky, but we're doing well.
There we see.
Just catching them off. Really?
Even though I played Astra, I've never actually seen it pull someone in. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I'm never looking at it myself.
One of Astra's abilities, Astra places down Stars and then can do a number of things. Create a smoke, concuss people, do the little vacuum thing. But you can walk out of the vacuum if you're not too close to the center. So kind of difficult.
That Sky sadly being caught dead in the center, giving SVSU a pretty free pick. Now it's going to be 4 to 4 as we look like we're setting up to go A site. The chamber is still holding tried and true to his sight lines on B.
Two people seeing each other there. So maybe they'll rotate off, but Chamber really will only get value with that up over on that side of the map. So he's still just staying there, making sure. Finally has to teleport out as we explode onto A side, getting 2 kills. KO's gonna go
30
for
seconds left.
mid here. But here comes the utility, gonna catch him out. He's gonna be seen.
Looks like, I don't know what's heading towards him on the map slowly, but we're going to be seeing a pick coming out from Louisiana Tech. Make that 2. Nail
standing.
just walking onto
One
site right
enemy
now.
remaining.
Oh, he walks in and just kills 3 of us. Spec is gonna be in a 1v1 with the spike down in our favor.
But however, I don't believe this. Actually, the Chamber probably knows what the jet is.
After that cloudburst, Spec's been making a bit of noise, especially after that. I want to see him go for updraft onto the box.
He was debating on
Oh.
it. But the Chamber think he's there.
Chamber will probably think he's there. He'll have to push.
actually
He's making
just gonna
noise.
fuse. He's just gonna. Stick
He's
it.
just gonna stick it. You gotta push. You gotta push it.
No, gets the fuse, but does get the kill. Pick up the op spec.
Spec, grab the op.
Well,
Spec,
actually,
please.
to be fair, it is a defensive weapon. It might not always get value.
Yes, but now we just get to challenge the Chamber on his own sight line.
To be fair, I mean, if we push with 2 of us, one of us can get that kill. We can set up the operator. For example, if we smoke him off, operators get very countered, for lack of a better word, by smokes because you shoot so slowly. I think it's 1 shot every 1.5 or something. You can't spray through a smoke. You want lots of bullets to spray through smoke to try to hit targets.
This
So if you smoke it off,
Jetton really wants the shotgun where we're going to take a few picks here. Both of them not really knowing he's there.
Plenty of damage. It is a trade.
That is now.
Going up 4-2 in SVSU's favor. Beautiful stuff. That op getting the kill. But we do have the bomb in spawn. Just making sure we don't lose it in enemy territory.
And also, I'd like to point out, for some reason, their Sky has a judge.
Their Sky has a judge and is peeking an operator, but we missed the shot.
Their Sky has a judge and a sheriff, apparently.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, just getting the
coming
kill
out.
there. That was
Just in
not
time.
what we wanted.
Just in time to save him.
Only 1 left in a 4v1 for Louisiana's Jet, who is on low health.
They honestly might just decide to save, give up this round, and just take the fact that they still have a Vandal, I believe. We just tab real quick to look at the guns.
We're going to be seeing trying to push from mid here. It's very difficult. Going for the peak, getting the kill because we miss our shot. That's 2 missed shots from Spec. Sometimes you have those rounds. Going to be going for it. Just pulling out the Astro. I suppose the map was reworked. I guess there's a big.
Apparently. And now we're going to be seeing both Jets sort of missing a few of the off shots. I guess, well, I mean, sometimes it happens. Also, scope swings are a bit weird.
Yep.
Does anyone have
Those
fun?
are weird, to be fair. And
That another shotgun. We gotta commend the commitment. That's all I've got for him. That's all I can tell him. Okay, he's going to Phantom. He heard us. He heard us through the ether.
you gotta respect the Bucky boss moment. Very respectable there.
SVSU definitely hadn't been respecting it the past few rounds.
You want to play? Let's play.
Both teams opting to have one person just full save, no armor, no gun. We'll see. Honestly, I feel like Spec probably should have just used his rounds here, although I guess it's the best op for SVSU. So do what you can, going for the jump peak, trying to get some information. There's you can shift your momentum while you jump, so you can just barely peek out around an angle and see if anyone's there.
Spec
Get the kill.
shot. The Chamber's line of sight being so much smaller than Spec's, just a tiny sliver going past, and that's gonna be 4-5 as SVSU. Oh, Slade also having the Chamber up. I don't even know what's there. Maybe have somehow.
Ooh, all the utility coming out from Sky at mid. Though we are taking plenty of space here.
That is a dead line of sight. We're going to see another one from Spec. And it was just one of those rounds last round. Now he's hitting a headshot and a body shot with the operator. Spec going down to Hawk. He did more than enough for his team. He's going to be getting taken out right there. Slade taking another pick. Going to be just 2-4 left now. SVSU sort of just walking their way on the B site. And Louisiana Tech not actually being set up to be able to defend it.
30 seconds
A
left.
quick flash come out just to make sure there's no one taking that peek on site. Sky finally just walking around. Slade's gonna be holding the angle onto height, I believe. Nope, that's from defender spawn. I don't know this map. Anyways, it's gonna be pretty hard for Louisiana. Oh, take a second. Louisiana Tech to make their way back onto the site. Just 2 against 4. Ostra's gonna be putting down a few more stars. Sky's making her way on. Is Ostra gonna get picked off by? I believe we have Stitch in the back corner with that Vandal. Guys
One
going
enemy
through. We see
remaining.
Stitch get picked off. Slade gets a pick onto the Sky in response, but now we've got Jesus sort of waiting in his Falcon, manages to find the Astra. It's gonna be SVSU taking that round, tying it up 3-3.
Okay,
Out there, we're seeing
time to pick
a
this
lot of
time.
op usage. I always think it's kind of interesting to see because you have to play so differently on both sides. It can be kind of annoying when you're doing it, but as a spectator, I always think it's quite interesting. Opping may not be as flashy as it was in CSGO necessarily. In that game, you could do some crazy stuff, especially before it got nerfed a couple years back. But I always think the strategy change is a nice change of pace. Going into this round, especially how they're going to deal with it, you can kind of try to counter with a Marshall if you're goaded.
Speaking of countering the operator, we're going to be seeing 4 of them pushing into our spawn, leaving just the chamber.
As we talked about weird strategies when you're down in guns, it looks like the item Slade's back there. He might have quite a stampede to deal with.
They're just going to be walking right out. They probably aren't even going to flash this, not really expecting anyone to be here.
They get the kill back, and headshot comes out with the face.
He kills some Stitch. Some Stitch.
Of everyone else. All of the damage came out right initially, and Stitch cleaning up everyone else. Beautiful stuff there.
And
Well,
now
it's
the
going to
Ostra's
shoot
probably
too.
going to get
Get out
caught
of
out
my
on mid
way.
because they might not be expecting him to be rotating that fast. It's going to be another one of those just barely peaked a bit too late. Spec just sprinting on the B side to try and challenge this chamber.
Want to
The
fight?
knives out. Everyone spread across the map.
Dead.
Everyone converging onto B. We still have. Oh my gosh.
Ooh,
All the way on
fire
us.
from the attacker.
All the way over there. It's going to be
Standing.
quite a flank. Both of us go
Spike down,
down.
B.
But now the flank gets to come to fruition. That huge wall to block not only line of sight, but hearing. Getting letting Ashton run over there. Normally, if you walk, you don't make noise. Running, you do.
However-
So that's very helpful for
30
Ashton getting
seconds
behind. He
left.
doesn't know.
One enemy
Gets the first
remaining.
kill there. It's going to be the 1v1. Right now, Ashton doesn't know where the other team is. But
Thrifty.
No, exactly. You know,
wait.
round.
now, Fade is an initiator and is very good at gathering information. So you saw right off the bat that Seeker or Eyeball, I don't know,
Something.
clearing out most of sight,
Need a drop.
but I guess didn't have enough time or utility to clear out B long, what we call that, well, long straightaway over towards B site.
It's such a close game so far. Just going into it, SVSU, they keep going just back and forth. One team getting momentum shifted into the next. We still have an operator coming out from SVSU, but it looks like we might just. No, it looks like we're going to be challenging them over there. And does that look like a tiger to you?
Kinda. Mayhaps mayhaps.
It's supposed to be. Don't know how, but we're going to go straight in. It looks like it's cool.
Maybe. Next to that. Maybe Coyote. Something like that.
Seeing Spec get picked off.
Speaking of coyotes,
Where are you going? I want to know.
they got a pick. Crazy. Wow.
As coyotes do.
As they kill things.
Yoinking the hens off the farm.
Beautiful. That's a metaphor. Speaking of metaphor, we are very non-figuratively in
Face
a
your
battle
fear!
for this side of the map. The Fade ult coming in here, taking plenty of space. Although running into the smoke, not necessarily the greatest of ideas, as we lose some of our teammates here.
Once again.
Still in that
down
smoke.
A.
There's so many things going on
We
about
just got
one
first
smoke.
off 2-3. Louisiana Tech up by 1. I forgot their name for a second.
We could go through their spawn there, opting not to because you got to crouch under that, which is very slow. That little sewer area. We're simply going to go over towards B, kind of not
30
flanking,
seconds
but from
left.
mid. So it'll be a little bit more interesting. We'll be able to kind of shift where we choose to plant the spike. Normally you want to plant it somewhere in the open, make it harder for the other team. So we're going to plant behind the box, which is very
Planting.
safe. You don't want to, because you can't shoot while you're planting for that 4 seconds.
Last
Really
player
big.
standing.
Manages to find the ostrich. Barely. What is that health?
That was about 1 health, but the Sky can heal her teammates.
Just taking pot shots through the
There
box.
does have some utility to see where they are. Yeah, that's going to be difficult here. Skydog not getting the sight.
Top, they're gonna
Bit of a scramble. She's going back and
I'll
forth.
find you.
They're both sort of gonna be peeking at the same time.
One
They're
enemy
just gonna have the
remaining.
ostrich try and stick. Not gonna work out for them. Ashton might get an ace. This is gonna be it.
Oh, barely not quite getting it. It was a
Okay.
very good effort.
I'm gonna stop
Oh,
talking.
it's running out the time. Wait a minute.
My ult's ready.
Oh, we don't have the sound, so we couldn't quite hear it.
It looked like it was freaking out.
It looks like it was about to explode there. If I'm not mistaken, there is... Oh,
that like white ring, right? As soon as that appears, that is halfway. If you're not halfway by that point in time, I think. Something like that.
It's either halfway or like not immediately starting. One of the two.
There becomes a little halo or gray circle bubble surrounding it. I think
what
that
you
is the
see is
cutoff time.
start imploding. That's the halfway point.
Maybe. That sounds about accurate.
Going into this next round, Louisiana Tech will have that operator, but Chamber has not been putting up the performance in this match as much as he has been in the past ones, so not too much to be worried about in comparison to the last rounds. Slade watching that flank after that one round. You have to make sure to do so. Kills coming out through the smoke there. That's why defense is so much better. You just throw down that smoke and you know attackers want to run through. You can just spray them. They come through.
Seeing.
No one going down our side. The flank coming to fruition for Louisiana Tech. Not necessarily what you want to see. Plenty of damage coming out as well onto our sky. Down into. There goes. Finally managing to get one, but operator. You did see the peak there coming out. As we said, likes to hold things, but the other person's not expecting it. You can swing on them with that. Should be a, will be an eco from SVSU. Down 3-6, but still definitely winnable.
Trying to make sure that Louisiana Tech doesn't get too far ahead of them with this momentum. The Coyote metaphor really took out all of my brain power. I'm not going to lie, it's gone.
Simply maximum transition. That's what we're known here. No, speaking of transition, we're going to transition back to this gameplay as we transition our strategy from rushing A or B to taking a mid again, as we saw a little bit before. That's really, I think, what we were trying to want to do from here. Meg going for the kill, Jurassic taking him out. Getting chumped by those dinosaur teeth, but he wasn't expecting the meteorite through the wall. Going to be going 2 to 4 here. Still trying to get them the wall bang. That door there is very thin, so you can shoot through it very easily, even if you have a low penetration gun.
Right now we're just gonna be seeing Slade look at the Marshal. I don't even know, what is that? We're gonna say sort of sheriff.
Headhunter? Headhunter.
That sounds about right. And a dream. That's all he's got here.
That's all he's got. Slade, very explosive. He can hit headshots from across his screen, do a 180. Absolutely crazy. If there's somebody you want in these 1v3, although to be fair, Stitch with the absolute godly clutch from the first game, first round.
We're gonna be seeing the Hale holding that angle there, trying to call Slade out. They're probably just gonna strike first.
Not getting the headshot.
It's very difficult when you gotta scope up. Now the Marshal, unlike the operator, is perfectly accurate on scope. But sometimes the scope just makes it a little bit easier. Trying there, against a moving target, very difficult when you only have one shot.
And we're gonna be seeing a sort of force buy coming out from SVSU. 0 credits left on our jet and our not sky.
Here.
No, it is sky. Okay, yeah. Going with an op once again. Probably gonna be challenging this chamber down mid. We're gonna see how this works out.
It's going to be tough. I'm interested to see the strategy here. Both teams have a couple ults to work with, which can decide the round. Maybe not as much in a game like Overwatch, but very impactful abilities here, especially those initiator ults can get you onto site quickly. And the defensive ults for stopping diffuses. Oh, we're gonna have to peek the up here. We gotta flash this angle or do a little peek to try to bait out their shot. Miss from the other chamber though. Oh, it's a leg shot, I think, or maybe a wall bang. Stop that. We get him off the angle. We take some damage for it, but that is pretty big. Simply getting him off there. The Astra Stars will be able to smoke that off, make us slow down, have to rethink what we're doing here. Expect holding this angle with the op, just the corner of the smoke, just ever so barely.
We're gonna be seeing that KO knife sort of force.
See, the Rangers catching us off guard. There's nothing we can do. They're all pushing in. Jurassic getting killed. Here comes the sky flashes. We're full blind.
They can actually rush in fast enough on the flash, and now it's just gonna be G and Snatch and.
Oh, off that momentum, they pushed the beat as well as we turned around and tried to fight the flankers. Fighting from all sides, getting some kills to be fair, but taking damage during the whole time and everything falls apart. Louisiana doing a very good job across these matches with the flanks.
Last round.
I gotta commend them for that. Not quite with the Bucky, but with the flanks.
It is.
See the ruined dagger, personal favorite. That's what I got.
We're not gonna let him down with shotguns, are we?
It's, I don't know.
Are they doing double up? It looks like they're planning double up.
Wow. Wow.
This last round of the half might as well. We're gonna be seeing SVSU go for Guardians. Honestly,
Coolest weapon in the game, change
Yeah.
my mind.
look, if you can hit those headshots,
I
just go tap tap tap.
It's
tap.
very much so like the sheriff. Shoots a little faster and has high wall penetration for 225 or 2,250. So
I've got your trail.
a lot deeper. Gotta be my headshot. Spray.
You see the sky get caught out. Jesus. We're just getting this lock off the fatal now into A. I don't think Louisiana Tech knows where we're going because it looks like we're going onto both sides. Never mind, that's just Pearl. We're going onto A side.
We are in fact going there, actually getting control of A. Just a clean execution, not normal. Trying to push into their spawn. Unfortunate timing there. The Astra is ready. Here comes the Astra. We do manage to pick up a Vandal. Looks like. Jesus. Take the wheel, man. Get those kills. Here comes the Spectre. Will get some damage out there. Not too terribly much. Slade has taken a bunch of damage himself. We do have the Sky to heal him up, but I don't think that's their top priority. I think they got to stop this defuse.
Then on the other side of the Astra wall.
Oh, I don't think
Confusing.
they have to push. There it goes.
Last player
Timing
standing.
there.
One
That's not what you want.
enemy
Just sort of
Killed
spraying
straight
and
from
brain.
Jesus.
Switching
It's the
sides.
kill. Now, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say
We'll
anything.
be sitting here nodding from our caster.
I'm not gonna say anything.
I'm gonna say it. 9-3 curse, baby.
You're lucky that I made it so the headphones can't peek anymore.
A little bit of a superstition in the community. There seems to be a statistical anomaly at the top level of gameplay where if a team, the score at the end of a half is 9-3, the 3 has a complete disproportionate shot of winning. Like, I don't know, it was like 30% instead of what you would expect, like the normal 5%.
Let's see now.
But I don't know. It is 9-3 at the half. I'm just gonna say it.
It is.
Let's go SVSU.
Why are there so many eyes on utilities?
There's a lot of eyes. Well, to be
Going-
fair, it is seeing. It is information gathering.
Fair
to be
enough.
fair.
Going back into this, it looks like there's gonna be Louisiana Tech gonna be hard pushing B site, calling out Spec just a bit.
We're on the defense. We will be blue just in case you forgot. When you try to push up there a little bit aggressive, Slade will get to teleport out. He's got to shoot through here. Ghost, the pistols don't shoot too terribly fast, so not as easy to spray.
Ashton does manage to get a pick on KL. However, Slade takes another and
Spike
takes two.
down, B.
3-2 people stop. 2-2. Lots of damage on the Sky though.
Guys,
Can't give yourself
one.
Last player standing.
Jurassic managed to take
One
pick. They're not
enemy
gonna know where
remaining.
Jurassic is. Gets pick on Jurassic. Just gonna need one more from Stitch. Take on the Sky. Literally
Oh, he doesn't
one
know.
tap. He doesn't know. She's just
Oh,
keep going to A.
Rosie.
Nothing. It's going on the
No,
counter.
it's going on counter. No, you gotta watch that. You gotta watch that. What is he doing?
Why is this guy's just sitting there trying to wait for the rotation?
Oh, very smart. Eventually, Stitch is going to have to realize that it is most likely he rotated, and he's gonna be there holding the ghost. Oh no!
But it looks
Unless he
like,
was
does he
first.
even have the spike? He has the spike, right?
He does have the spike. He has options.
Stitch.
Oh,
He's
no,
gonna-
this
he's
is
gonna be watching the
terrifying.
angle. He's gonna be watching the. Oh, he's got 50 HP. He's ready.
30
for it.
seconds
He's ready
left.
behind the
No,
box.
no,
Oh,
no.
Stitch was,
Oh my gosh, he went. Oh my God. Is the Sky
This-
gonna move? Is the Sky gonna move?
this guy is moving.
Oh, he finally. Oh my
This
gosh.
guy's just gonna be sprinting to A to get the plant off. But honestly, is it like 10 seconds to plant? Let's.
It looks like he was just outside
10
of the
seconds
range
left.
where he could hear it
It's
too.
5 seconds to
I
plant.
don't think Stitch heard that. It's 4 seconds to plant.
Okay.
I think 8 seconds to
Spike
defuse.
planted.
It's gonna be.
Oh, wow.
It's gonna be a match.
Well, Stitch will be able to take an extra body shot. I think the ghost does 27, something like that to the body.
I'm not first, guys.
So,
Concealment.
and we'll
Pulling
be able
them
to take an
in.
extra one. Actually, might be able to take 2.
Can you just pull back? Go ahead, just pull back.
So
Be holding that angle.
he only has to spray 1 through the smoke here, not giving up any information. He could have tapped the spike and tried to get Sky to push him. I think he saw him out of the corner of his eye there. Maybe just a sliver. Going for the full flash here.
Flash, he's gonna be coming out left side most likely.
Oh no! Watch the left, buddy. Watch the
Come
left.
now, come on.
United over right for it.
Diffuse.
The full flash. The full flash. Oh, just barely. People. Oh my gosh! What's going on? He's gonna go. Seems kind of he offered the knife there. Very respectable from both teams. Give that a salute. Oh, very respectable. He went for the knife. You gotta respect that.
I hate spectator mode sometimes, to be honest. I know we need the information, but I wish I didn't have the information.
At that point, Stitch was in kind of an unwinnable situation.
Was he out of bullets on the ghost?
He was not out of bullets, but he had to defuse, and there was not enough.
if he tried again, he would have had to try to stick it because there wasn't enough time to fake it, and he would have
I
gotten
see.
shot. So at that point, it's just like, yeah, why not just have fun with it? So going into this round, it'll be a save from SVSU. Although, oh yeah, the shorty, the tiny little two-shot shotgun here.
That's what you aren't the only one. Shotguns for some reason.
Oh,
Calling out.
Spike planted.
One.
dude,
player
they barely gets the
Working
kill
here.
right before he dies to someone else on site. Going to be Ashton versus the 1v3 with a classic and a dream. He'll have no utility except to be in a couple seconds, tries to get the fight, simply get some damage out. Of course, armor does save between rounds as well. And if you break the armor, it will have to be re-bought for the next round. So there's always that to be considered to make them buy that.
I will be. The Bulldog's gonna be sticking on the
I
KO.
should probably place some stars in
Sort
the
of.
astral
I mean,
plane.
honestly, they've got no reason to force buy. They can just sort of start building up credits, get ready for next round if they need to. SVSU is gonna sort of have their work cut out for them.
Checking the situation.
Louisiana Tech's been going with their same sort of tried and true strategy of let's death ball onto the site and throw all of our utils.
I'll
It's
find
sort of
you.
working out for them.
Let's see what we got here. Going maybe for mid. Both teams decided to try to play for mid a little bit more here. 4 stacked with 1 towards A, and actually 1 leaving to join him. Going to be kind of an interesting thing. We're pushed up all the way. Slade is gonna try to catch them slacking if they try to rotate over towards B site. It seems to be a solid staple play style for him.
Bring them down.
Which, if you're not ready for it, you will just lose. You can lose up like 3 people if
I've
you're
got
not
your
ready for it.
trail.
Speaking of losing people, trade from both sides. A bit of a scramble mid. People all over the place. People pushing into each other's spawns and whatnot. Rambo here. I don't know if he's ready for that gunfight. Ashton getting the kill though. I don't think the Sky was ready for it either.
Going down 3-3. SVSU pretty spread out here.
What does he take?
They're not
No, he
Just
thought he got
barely.
the kill and he transferred too quickly. So that'll be a ton of damage onto the KO.
Spike
They don't
planted.
have the Sky left, so there'll be no heals.
And is this Astra supposed to be going down any second here?
Last player
Oh, the
standing.
Jet managed to get the kill and get out of there really quickly. Going to be 12-3.
And now we're going to be seeing SVSU in the same sort of situation they were in last
Match
round.
point.
They do have one more round than last game. Instead of
that's all
12
they
to
need.
12-3. It is 12-3. It is completely possible to have to buy everything they can because they can't
I should
save for
play
next
some
round. So
Astral Stars
there
in
will
this
be no
reality.
next round. So buying everything they can. We'll see the Bulldog. We'll see Marshall and some Spectres coming out for him here. Don't have any ults to work with on either side. So it'll be mostly just clean gunfights. Although if Ashton is 1 away, as well as Jurassic on the other team, so it'll be maybe we'll see some stuff. Mostly
find you.
abilities and gunplay here. Ashton taking mid,
Mark
put your
one.
powerful gun where you can hold things. Slade going for the Marshall, the sniper rifle down long. That's kind of what you want. Will he be able to get the kill? Not necessarily. Will also take a bunch of damage before he ends his to teleport out. Not clicking teleport fast enough. We'll see the Sky Dog to get the information, but oh, here it comes. All the damage coming through. All the gunfights going 3-3 right now. Stitch up in heaven, just trying to take control of some site, placing stars down while everything's kind of falling apart. And never mind, we're actually taking it. Here comes that ult that we were talking about before to blind and deafen them.
Just
And
good.
concuss as well, Spec dashing out of there. They won't be able to get the spike down. Although, oh, there goes the kill onto Astra, onto Spec. 2-2 here.
It looks like SVSU, sorry, not SVSU, Louisiana Tech might just be trying to sort of force this site. Not looking like they're planning on backing up SVSU, trying to hold as safely as they can, knowing that there's an operator and a Vandal waiting for them on the other side of this wall. The Austrians
Bring
are
them
sort of
down.
trying to force them out. Phantom on our fade, trying to go ahead.
Very close
Concealment.
there. Here comes the Prowler.
Spike planted.
They're
One
getting
enemy
off
remaining.
spraying for no.
Full spray. Just a blind spray. Oh, they
Last player
be tough.
standing.
And both kills
Blood.
coming up this through the wall. Very respectable.
Attackers win.
Very good game from both sides. A very tactical. Some very interesting things going on there from both teams. It was an absolute delight to watch. And especially on Pearl, you almost never see Pearl come out. So that'll be that'll be the game, unfortunately.
And as both teams played very well tonight. It was a good showing from all sides. Very interesting game. Very, very on the edge of our seat in a lot of moments.
I'll say the strategies from Louisiana were very on point. Never looked like they were necessarily scrambling. Always looked like they had control. Very fun to watch.
think the big issue there, we were winning gunfights right at the start, and for whatever reason, we stopped winning our gunfights quite as much. We didn't have that that surprise factor of even if we're in a losing situation, we can just clutch up the rounds no matter what, if we just put the right person in the right scenario. And that wasn't falling through quite as much. We weren't getting the kills. We saw some dropped kills when we should have gotten kills right at the end there.
A second. Talking to Bunny. Give it a second. We gotta finish the outro.
Really quick here. I guess suppose we can get out of game there. But thank you everyone for coming around tonight, whether you came down to the Student Life Center or watched on the stream. Very appreciated either way. Thank you very much. Coming into round 1 of the playoffs here, we didn't get to spectate it, but B team did win their match. They had a very, I'll say it, a stomp. They won 13-4 and then 13-5 in game 2. So we'll be able to spectate them going forward. I believe they will play on Saturday as well. Or because it's playoffs and there are only 2 weeks left in this semester, and there are potentially 6 games to be played. There are 6 rounds in playoffs. We have to kind of cram things in, so we will play for this week and we'll also be playing on Saturday and Sunday.
And the streams might become a bit sporadic for the weekend games, but we will try and get at least 1 per day is the goal.
That is kind of the goal. It'll be kind of chaotic, but we'll hopefully get a lot of good games going forward as well. The rest of the week will be normal. Monday we'll be able to see Wednesday, my apologies, tomorrow, Wednesday night, we will see Overwatch in the playoffs. We'll get to spectate them, and then on Friday we will watch the league teams go at it. Actually, I think League A team gets a bye.
League A team gets to go against. Actually, do they get a bye?
I think one of our league teams gets a bye.
One of our league team gets a bye. We'll see a league team.
Yeah. So please tune in for that if you get the chance. I know it's final, but just for this, I appreciate you guys very much. Thank you for all your support. I think that's all we got for tonight.
That is indeed.
Unless we want to interview someone, but I think they might just be trying to talk it out and talk about their game a little bit more. It won't bother them as they're discussing their game from here.
Yep, so that will be the end of us on the casting side of things for the night. Have a good night, SVSU, and thank you for the support.
Thank you very